Welcome, ladies and gentlemen.
Whoa!
As you can see, I have invoked a rule that I originally wasn't going to use, but if you die in the game, you die in real life. So Amy is not joining us today. After the death of Fyodor. We're a little late because we were doing downtime, because we did not do that after the last session, because it was very draining. But welcome, the Menageries here for their penultimate
here we
session.
are, all of us.
The penultimate session of the penultimate round. Tomorrow the Owls go, and then the week after that, everything is done as we go into the conclusion. Let's see. I forgot to open the Twitch overlay, but I highly doubt anyone is here right now.
So
I'm
he's on our overlay.
Who's on our overlay?
Fedya is.
Fedya's on our overlay? Yo! Oh yeah, they just got a tiger, by the way, as a cohort during downtime named Fedya. Because they fed you to the tiger.
Yeah.
So that happened. I don't think anything else of note happened. They got the butchers as a cohort. The butchers now work for the Menagerie.
The butchers they're part of our gang.
Which is fun. I like that very much. Creator dashboard.
I just like keeping them around.
Stream manager. 4 viewers. That's more than I would have thought.
Well, I'm one of them.
Weebly, are you amongst them?
I'm one of the 4 viewers.
I am amongst them.
Oh, I think Amy might as well. So at least 3/4 of you are members of this gang. That's nice. Hello. All right.
Hello.
So today, right, as I mentioned, round 4 has kind of been a little more relaxing. We're taking things a little bit slower. Because
Gonna lean right out of the shot.
Because the first 3 sessions were quite intense, I think. And so now we've got this little bit of falling action before we go in for the big dramatic final battle. And so let's begin. So now, Carter, are you still living in the zoo at this point?
No.
Okay, so you're living at Crow's Nest.
Yeah.
You're sleeping in the master bedroom with your wife.
That's
right?
one.
I think so.
Okay. Oh, that's perfect. Right. I have a feeling I'm going to walk around a lot during this session without realizing it, so I'm just going to sit while I'm thinking about it. Okay.
We
I'm a
paid some amount of money for those, what the fuck are they called? Quarters?
Yeah,
So
we invested. We bought some furniture.
Long gone are the days of Lissa just showing up unannounced at the gates of Hulliver Park Zoo. You've now received formal invitations to go to your employer for summons, right? And so, you guys arrive at the Crow's Nest, the 2 of you, because Fyodor's dead.
Yeah.
You two are arriving, you guys walked completely, uncontested through the streets of Crowsfoot. Like, nobody is gonna fuck with you in the neighborhood
that's what
between
I thought.
Hulliver Lane and Crow's Nest.
Lynch at some people.
Like, yeah, you guys
Yeah,
will score in
so-
Tangletown. The gangs might all want you dead, but really nobody wants to fire the first shot. So you're walking just unescorted through the streets. The police are gone. It's chaos. Storm clouds billowing in the distance. And by the way, like,
Oleander is like Peter Parker and
like
It's like walking behind you, like.
walking through Crowsfoot is never calm, but there's like triple to quadruple the amount of background gunfire these days. And just as you're crossing one of the many, like on the map, there's like one big river canal that goes through the city, but there's like dozens of little ones that weave their way. And as you look down one of the more narrow ones, you can just see in the distance the big colossal battleship that just sits outside of Crowsfoot, having fully cut it off. Like, lots of people are out in the streets, starving, dying of illness. Crowsfoot is fully under blockade at this point. Nothing can get in, nothing can get out. It's locked in, right? But that's nothing to you. You guys are probably right now one of the wealthiest groups in Crowsfoot, which is not a high bar, but it's a bar you've managed to clear. And walking up to Crow's Nest, this huge, like, it's the tallest structure in the district, right? Built during the Imperial Age, the earliest eras of Crowsfoot, maybe even when it was originally a Scotland colony. Oh, by the way, that's the thing. Duskwall was originally a Scotland coal-getting colony.
Oof.
Yeah, that's the thing.
Write that down.
This is one of the
Taking
oldest
notes.
structures in the entire city. Like, I think Crowsfoot was like the 2nd or 3rd district built. It used to be Ballin, but now it's...
Now it's fallen.
It's fallen. So it's this huge stone tower, right? It's like comically large, comically massive. Probably like 500 people live and train and eat in there, right? It's a big structure that houses a small army of criminals. And so you guys are gonna walk up, right? Like a city block around it as well is Crow's controlled. It's not like there's like an apartment building next to Crow's Nest, right? All of those buildings are filled with Crow loyalists, civilians that help them, businesses that are under their protection, rackets, that sort of thing. You guys walk through the streets, and like the few vendors that are still out and about charging exorbitant prices for what little bread they have left are like, walking towards you and like putting free pastries in your hands and giving you whatever bits of stale bread they've got left. Occasionally it's like all of them like, thank you, thank you for gracing our district with your kind presence. Like, like a fresh apple, which in this economy is worth like a full coin, is going to be like pressed into your hand, oleander, by a local fruit vendor who says, I am so honored to meet you. My family and I respect you greatly. And then he's going to like slink back over to his market stall and like watch. And,
what the hell? Where's mine?
And he's going to say, I'm very sorry. That was my last apple. And he's going to say, I've got this. And he's going to reach into his pocket and pull out like a small silver pocket watch, a family heirloom, and say, here.
Keep it. It's fine.
Okay. And he's going to like step back and say, thank you. And so you're getting all of the respect as you guys are trudging through these city streets. And you're finally going to be led into the Crow's Nest. Boy, okay, do we think Crow's Nest uses like a big freestanding elevator? And there's a tower and then a central column. And like you rise through these bars and you can sort of see into the rooms around it. Do we think that's how it works? Or
that sounds fun. Spiral Staircase is very vibes, but given the like electrotech, I think
there's an
elevator.
Yeah.
So, I think there's a Sparkcraft elevator.
Big Bass Pro Shops elevator.
Yeah. You got the Bass Pro Shops elevator, right? Yes! With a nice restaurant at the top. I love the Bass Pro Shops pyramid. I want to go back.
Yeah,
I think there's probably like glass like window things
where
you can like see how shitty everything is as you're rising.
The observation deck in Crow's Foot.
Yeah, you can look over. Oleander just stands there, one arm behind his back, another holding the apple.
You guys are ascending up
slowly
this rickety elevator. You're the first people in a long while who aren't Lissa or her husband that have been allowed unescorted into this elevator. And as you guys ascend and you get closer and closer, over like it's a slow, shitty elevator, over like the 20-minute elevator ride, as you approach the top, your hair is going to begin standing on end a little bit as you get closer to the lightning barrier at the top of the city. And so eventually, no, it doesn't make a ding, it makes a as the elevator doors are going to slide open. And Lissa's very dramatic. And so she has positioned the war room table such that the elevator opens with you guys standing in front of it.
Rules.
Right? And so she's sitting there at the end is there a cool name we can think of for her throne? I've been calling it just the throne, or the throne in Crow's Nest. What do we want to call this thing? Is it
the Roost?
The Roost!
The Roost is excellent.
She sits there in the Roost, this large obsidian throne with a statuette of a crow, in profile, wings spread with like whatever like crest the crows use on its chest. She's sitting there sort of slouched, a map of the district in front of her with the police station just sort of crossed off in red marker. The docks have been crossed off in red marker. There's like all sorts of little metal cast pieces representing all of the various factions and where they're all going. And there's like a small wastebasket next to it with two recently added metal figures dumped into it, one of which weighed a full pound.
Yeah. There is a smiley face drawn in next to Hulliver Lane.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. And it's like a smiley face stylized like an animal, like it's got like pointed ears.
Yeah.
Right? And so Lissa's standing there, her 8 closest lieutenants seated at either side. Her six like lieutenants, and then at her right hand, Casper is seated. And at her left hand, who do we think, like, Casper, I'm assuming, doesn't do a lot of the administrative stuff.
True.
So who's her actual administrative second? Can we think of something for this guy? What's his name? What's he like?
This is a guy who's like...
Hello, Sean.
Is he in chat?
Yeah, he's not actually out there.
I absolutely looked like he showed up. I forgot how a stream works.
Yeah.
I feel like this is a guy who's like kind of. He's got to be no nonsense and sort of like
I was
a.
gonna suggest something dumb like Gerard.
I'm feeling a guy who like runs a tight ship and is like. I feel like Lissa probably doesn't have to interact with a lot of her own people very much because this guy does.
Okay, so he's like
in a way where like some would be like
He's like her
people are really scared of Lissa, but people are like practically scared of this guy.
All right,
like
how
if you
about-
screw up, you're gonna hear from him, and he's gonna tell her.
okay, and this guy's probably Tyroki because Tyroki are really cool. And
Yeah,
Lissa's
Tyroki
the
are
monster
cool.
under the bed.
So we'll
Yeah.
say that the
Yeah.
top half of his head is like green scales, and
Ooh,
he's
cool.
got like
That's
lizard
neat.
eyes.
All right,
Right?
he's got a sort of reptile thing going.
Yeah,
on.
he's like the
Reptile,
top
bestie.
half of his head is reptile. He's got the weird like slits nose. He's probably got a forked. Do you have a forked tongue? He's
Yeah.
not going to intrude on your brand. He's got a human
I was gonna
tongue.
say, but stay in your lane.
Right, he's got a human tongue. What is this dude's name?
I'm going through cool lizards in my brain.
Komodo.
Yeah. I don't think Rex works because I don't think he's. Rex
Rex would be
sounds
if
like
we made him
a
like a young, ambitious guy.
yeah. Rex sounds like an action guy who does a lot of
Cool lizard
stuff.
names.
This is a guy.
Tina.
This is a guy.
Bad.
What?
Sticky pads.
He can climb walls with his little.
Oh, okay, that makes
Oh,
sense.
the man
Um,
dragon? What?
yeah. His name.
What
is,
if we just called it? What if his name is Talon?
I wanted
Talon's
to Google.
not bad.
Oh, Talon works.
Talon's
I wanted to
Talon.
Google lizard species,
Uh-huh.
and my brain was like, what is a type of animal called? And I googled lizard brands.
Lizard brands. I was
My
gonna say
brand.
it is pretty based if he's just called the dragon, but then he needs a name though.
Yeah.
I think Talon.
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 All right, so the
Talon.
dragon, this 40-year-old, like, he worked on like a Leviathan hunter for like 5 years.
That's
and then
so fucking-
his
Yeah,
ship
he was
crushed by a
quartermaster.
Leviathan, and he was one of 5 survivors, and he ate the other 4 on the journey back. Like, grizzled guy. Was a lead enforcer under the old administration, but Rorik thought he was too dangerous and kept him on street work, and was like a big leverage that Lissa used to reassert control over the gang, was bringing this guy up and in.
Yeah.
So he's looming over the table, and he's like sitting there, his eyes unmoving. He moves his head instead of his pupils to look at things.
Ah.
So you guys enter, and he just drifts over to you like that. And Lissa says, "Well, hello, you two. Glad to have you back. I must say just one more time that you really did do top-tier work on
Hi, guys.
that whole Tangletown incident. Really beautiful. You've made it, an art of yours. I must say, I really wasn't expecting it. When I hired you guys, it was a little bit of a gamble. But my, did it pay off. Unfortunately, the same can't be said for everyone. We have encountered some detractors. I wasn't expecting the Scavs to be fully on board with our plan for, district domination. But their actions have essentially amounted to a declaration of war. I don't know how they've done it, but they've gone to the Silver Nails and the Bill Hooks, the Red Sashes and the Lampblacks, and they've convinced them all that, well, I want each and every one of them hung from the highest raft in on the Dockside District. And they bought it. So now it looks like we're at war with, almost everybody. Well, that was to be sort of expected after you execute a score on Tangletown, but I wasn't expecting the Scavs to do it with such efficiency. I was hoping we could just intimidate the Bill Hooks and the Silvernails to sit this one out. But no, they've picked a side. And so, I say we acknowledge that choice. We respect it to the best of our extent and kill every one of them. Right?
Okay.
I'm cool with that.
Let's make their prophecy self-fulfilling. Now, the Owls sort of have a bloody vengeance against the Bill Hooks, some sort of local squabble regarding a local garden shop owner. So I'm going to leave the taking out of the Bill Hooks to them.
Glad to have him.
I would like to leave my lieutenants to clean up the whole Lampblack Red Sash mess when the dust settles. And that leaves your old friends, the Silvernails. I think you ran a job for them. Are you familiar with Tuhong?
I definitely feel like we have heard that
Did we
name.
meet him
I
in
think
the
that was the
first-
guy who gave us the job.
Yes, Tuhan was a
We've met.
middling lieutenant. I think he hired you for a kill a black man.
Right, yeah.
Yeah, it's
A
something like
banker,
that.
I think.
That was a good time.
Oh, that's fun.
Well, he's worked his way up through the ranks a little
Nah,
bit, and now he's their big boss.
Huh.
Yeah. He's got himself something of a stronghold at Godwin Park. And, well, they're a few days away from getting some serious blood in from the motherland. Back in Sevros, where many of them are from, they've got dozens of new warriors eager to capitalize on the war and prove themselves to their various clans and familial relations inbound. In short, they're going to pose a pretty serious threat to our operation if we don't deal with them now. So, deal with them. Obviously, it's your discretion. I mean, we're allies, but you've got leeway, but it would really help our war efforts if you could kill the Silvernails. And feel free. Assert your control over whatever turf they've got. I'm pointing you in the right direction, but do as you will. I feel we've got this one.
Alright, thanks, son. I'll be home in time for dinner.
Lovely. Now, if you'll excuse me, I have some scarves to skin.
This is gonna be fun.
Okay, so yeah, you guys have a turf score, which is kind of to your discretion how you'd like to undertake it. And also, you're a tier 1 gang now, and one of the game changer rules that I made a while back is that when you seize turf, you can seize additional turf equal to 1 plus your tier from the gang, which means you're taking 3/4 of the Silvernails turf.
Nice.
Right? You're knocking the shit out of them.
Yeah, let's have it.
But, you know, turf scores are kind of tough, right? You gotta ice a lot of people. I'm envisioning their headquarters, Godwin Park, this sort of big park, to be kind of like a war camp, right? Sevrosi are like horse riders, right? They're in the
Okay.
back. So I envision that they've cleared out a lot of the trees from the center of the park, and they've like pitched tents.
Ah,
And they've got
deforestation.
areas
Okay.
where they can build like stables, and they've got like wooden palisades or something around the park.
Sounds flammable.
It does sound quite flammable.
That's
Yeah.
whoa.
So I'm
that's
imagining,
true.
like a big Mongolian like nomadic war camp,
Right.
here in the
Makes sense.
middle of like Central Park, basically. That's what I'm thinking. These guys. That
Very
sounds
silly
silly enough.
image.
Yeah. Right. That sounds goofy.
That
fantasy
feels
stuff.
about right.
That's quite goofy, yeah.
And so, if you'll remember, Tuhan is that like vow of silence guy with all
That's
of the
true.
tattoos.
Yeah.
And he's like big and tough. And the Silvernails, the Silvernails are big anti-ghost people. You'll remember that their first action was exorcise Godwin Park. They probably wouldn't do that. Exorcise Godwin Park. So they chased all the ghosts out of there, and now they're bringing in new.
Because I think it
ghosts.
was Godwin Park a cemetery?
They're catacombs. But
There are catacombs, yeah. Because I think
you
I've
experiments.
done a little bit
Now
of
it's been-
experimentation.
It's been made
there.
difficult because they got.
Yeah,
rid
now
of
they're
those
out there.
ghosts.
I'd love to run that catacomb. I could keep my equipment there full time.
Cut down on commute.
Yeah.
Well,
Well,
what do you plan?
Guys.
Hear me out.
Oh, yeah, I'll hear you out.
Big wooden war camp. Fire oil. And we just fully... I guess what we could do is we could either just straight up attack them, or we could sneak in, plant fire oil in several like key locations, and then set the whole thing off.
I kind
I'm
of...
down for the stealth.
Oh, I was gonna say, I'm kind of down to just
To just show up and
show up and start gunning.
start throwing Molotovs.
Oh dang.
This
Okay,
feels like
that could also work.
This feels like a Oleander uses fire oil kind of a session.
Leander uses fire oil kind of a session.
Yeah.
That's what I'll title the upload.
Yeah, Oleander uses
fire oil.
I kind of want to use. So I have a silence potion vial, which basically like I can take it and it makes everything within like a
Real
10
quiet.
radius, like quiet. So if I get like a machine gun and then take the like silence potion,
Oh, that's a
it'll
very
still be
interesting
like
combo,
silent.
And you can
Which
run
would
that
be
with any
fun.
kind of gun too. You could be like a sniper up on a thing, and
Oh yeah,
when
yeah.
people wouldn't hear you, they would just pop.
So what do we think? Well, let's
That could be
talk
a-
about engagement roll, I guess.
Right.
That's where we figure it out. Do you remember the 6 types?
Yes, I have
Assault,
them written.
occult, deception, social, stealth, transport.
Oh, memorized.
This feels like
They're on this.
This feels like it's either assault or stealth, depending on whether we just show up and start burning things, or if we sneak in and plant things to burn.
Listen, if we're gonna go like guns blazing, then that
You
could
know
be
what,
fun.
actually? What if we
Sneaking
say
around
stealth?
might get us killed less.
That's
Best
true.
case scenario with stealth, we pass and we have the upper hand. Worst case scenario,
It just becomes
we
an
fail
assault
and it
plan.
becomes an assault plan.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Man, I think I've had like 3 different groups come to that conclusion.
That's pretty much how it is. I mean,
Yeah.
it's kind of the.
It's gonna dissolve into just.
It's
like,
because
We're not leaving without burning this place to the ground.
like
That's
most role-playing game
can do it
players,
quietly.
we've all started with D&D, right?
Yeah,
And
yeah.
every D&D mission is a stealth mission until it inevitably isn't.
Did you start with D&D, or was Delta Green your first thing?
It was up to me.
Right.
Huh.
Have you ever played D&D?
Yeah, played with you last year.
Oh yeah, I ran a D&D game.
Yeah.
Yeah, it
Any
was bad.
yeah. Any party that can do
Dungeons
pass without trace starts every mission as a stealth
So-
mission, and then it becomes an assault mission.
Stealth. We don't have the thing that
We don't have the
is-
thing for the extra thing. This is just a
This is a
regular.
little troll kind of.
That would be-
You like halfling?
Yeah.
Thread. Yeah.
Summoning tricks.
Yeah, yeah. Something like
Okay. So,
I stole
my roles haven't been out of
No one
this
forgot about
world
it.
this
Well,
session.
we have a resident stealth expert.
Do you have a
That's
resident
yeah, you
stealth
do have a sneaker.
expert?
I was also known as a sneaker, yeah. I was gonna say I'm a lord, but
This is a
that
good
too.
time for me to have upgraded my wreck. I'm gonna be wrecking a lot of stuff.
But yeah, I got that too.
This is gonna be sick. All right, I'm excited. So then, stealth is the plan.
Seems
Stealth
like
is the
it.
plan.
What's the point of infiltration?
I
Point
guess.
of infiltration. The front door. No.
Well, how do you get into a
That's
war
what they would
camp?
least
Could we hop
expect.
the wall and like
You
with
can hop the wall. I've
equipment
got
and
it
sort
as
of?
well, but I can't give it to you.
Oh, okay.
What?
Well, I mean, we could just.
I guess what is
It
the
does work.
hop the wall seems like that's my first instinct. What does the perimeter of it look like?
Well, I'm assuming that I kind of imagined that they have
Ooh,
like,
wait.
the whole park. Like,
I
so
think I
it's-
thought of the thing that I think you thought of, which is
what is
sneak in through the catacombs.
Yeah!
Let's sneak in through the
that's so
catacombs, you
fucking
guys.
good.
That rules.
Yeah, that's rad.
All right, so we're doing
Drop
that.
in from orbit.
So we sneak up in through the
Very
catacombs.
sneaky.
Oleander probably knows a few ways in that don't
Yeah,
trip,
exactly.
that don't ruffle
Yeah.
too many feathers. And
I think that that's a baller way to go.
so we sneak in through underground.
That sounds fishy.
We
It doesn't take load.
we get in and we plant fire, or we just show up and throw fire.
It might be best to just manage our stuff while we have it for as long as we can to plant so that maybe we could do
Right.
more at once, catch them by surprise. If not, then
And
we just
then-
start throwing. So
Yeah.
anyway, I started blasting.
Yeah, I agree.
That seems about right.
So, then let's do the engagement roll. I foresee a pretty good engagement roll here. So, bold or daring, overly complex or contingent? I'm going to say neither. I think scaling the wall is more daring, but this does expose the vulnerability of the target.
True.
They're beneath the catacombs. I'm giving you +1 die. So you have 2 die right now. Who's rolling the engagement? You're rolling the engagement.
What?
You did that. But granted, I baited you.
I snapped at her.
Oh,
I'm
you
also
snapped
pointing at her.
Oh.
That is
I didn't
this
work.
signal.
Yeah, democracy. All right, you're rolling.
I think
Okay.
you are our
I'm
resident
with you.
stealth and also best roller. So
So you've got 2 dice right now. Friends, contacts, enemies, rivals. No.
I don't know whether either is particularly relevant
Really
here.
rivals.
I agree.
We have friends and contacts, but not within the Silvernails.
This is like the first session in a while that
friends,
you
just
haven't
like-
been a different tier. Like we've had so
Yeah,
few
we're
sessions where
even.
the
We're
gang
on
is
even.
the same tier
Yeah.
as the one they're
On
fighting.
even footing.
You're on even footing. So you've got 2 dice, I think.
Yes.
Okay. It was 2 dice.
I think. All right.
All right. Dice cam does work.
Dice cam
Dice
Somebody
cam's
put a
on.
hand in front of the dice cam real quick. Make sure it's not frozen. That doesn't look frozen. Cool
Nice.
moment.
Cool moment. Okay.
All right. So remember that on 2 6s you overcome the first obstacle. On 1 6 you're in controlled. 4 you get the idea. Go ahead. We've done this so many times.
Here goes.
Oh.
That's a 3.
We got a
sorry.
3.
Woo! We're starting in a desperate position.
Really? Wow. Okay.
My bad, y'all.
I have a
Alright.
feeling we're just gonna
My
start.
bad. This might just
So,
be a
Pivot
stealth mission
assault.
for me.
So we cut. All right. You guys are walking in the
Wait, we need to
catacombs, right? Like,
load?
huh?
We didn't do load first.
Oh yeah. Do load.
I think
What's
we.
happening? I picked
We
up-
now
Just
have
like
2
that.
free load
We do get
with
2
regards
free
to
for
everything.
weapons.
So,
We get 2 free weapons and tools.
Yeah.
Or gear.
Wait, we get 2 free. Oh, that's right.
okay.
I have a feeling we just roll heavy.
I'm
Yeah,
thinking
heavy's
that.
gonna make it real difficult to sneak.
That's true.
We've
But I have a
already
feeling
made it
we've already made it
difficult.
difficult to sneak.
Yeah.
Well.
So heavy load.
I think we run heavy
Yeah.
because that's
Oh.
That is 8 inventory
Average
slots.
stealth plan.
Dude, I'm
average
bringing in a
stealth
machine
plan.
gun.
Because now we can
The
pop
round
out, and now I could bring.
Sounds good.
We said bandoliers were gear, right? Or I mean, I guess the potions on them are
fine quality. This
The
is
potions on there are
Successful
implements.
self-plan.
I was gonna say I could potentially have 8 alchemical.
Jesus.
If I bring
that would
only
be
bandoliers,
so good.
I assume I can keep
A
bringing
full
more
bandolier
bandoliers
of fire oil per tent.
per tent.
By the way, I'm imagining that there's probably like 30 people in the Silvernails, I think. Maybe a little more. Maybe they're doing some kind of festival.
About to be a
Cool.
few
So they're
less.
all in one place.
So, like,
Oh.
almost 1-to-1 bottles of fire oil to
Two
members,
members of-
Yeah.
Sounds good to me.
Yeah, throwing nice.
Alright.
We're in the catacombs,
Yeah.
Yeah,
so,
we're walking
so-
around.
and things have gone wrong.
Oleander's got 2 bandoliers.
So this is
loaded
like
with
this is
fire
like
oil.
I have some scabs to skin, and we like she stands up, you rise, you step, and we immediately cut to like a boot splashing in a little bit of putrid water. And we now cut you guys, the 3 of you are walking through. Maybe you've got like an oil lamp that's lit, and you're walking through the.
No, I have taken off my shirt and I'm just lit up
Oh,
with
yeah,
myself.
yeah. You're glowing, right? And occasionally Oleander like gestures over to a body, and you like throw your hand over there, and it's a catacomb. There's like alcoves in the wall, and he'll point, and there'll be an empty one, and he'll go,
You don't want to know what happened to that guy.
and you guys are sneaking your way through the catacombs, right? Talking. This place has been cleared. It's mostly empty.
Lots of good rats down here.
And you're going to just suddenly out of nowhere hear some voices as a couple of people are talking in Sevrosi as you're approaching this intersection here. And a patrol. Yeah, you extinguish yourself, put your clothes back on, right? And this patrol is about to round the corner. None of you are hidden. What are you gonna roll? Desperate position. Sevrosi patrol about to round this corner.
We could hide or attack.
We've already made it very hard for us to hide. I have a single die in prowl.
You can do a
I
proud group
have
roll.
2. Yeah, I have 2. I can do a group.
What does heavy mean for us mechanically? Does it mean anything? It's not like a disadvantage.
It's like we look like we're
Shadow.
operators on a job.
Yeah.
I always interpret it as
harder
like,
to deceive, not harder for us to conceal ourselves?
Maybe harder to conceal yourselves. I don't know.
it depends on what you've brought, I guess. But
Very
that's
rarely
not
do
really.
people bring heavy load for stealth. We'll cross it when we come to it.
Yeah.
Well-
I usually think of load as a suspicion thing, where it's like if I show up in light load, I can walk into like a party and people don't know that I brought several knives with me.
We'll figure it out.
They don't know I
Is
have
it
several
one door
knives.
That we hear?
Well, you're hearing conversations. That's at least two.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
at least 2. Okay, so that's not like a.
But
We could hide in some of the empty slots.
oh, we could. That's funny.
Oh, that's actually great. Yeah,
Yeah.
if you want to do a prowl group roll.
Prowl group roll. Everyone jumps into the.
I'm gonna take my little.
You have 2 die in prowl, huh?
I do, and then if I take a fine shadow cloak, that's 3.
That is
Might be a bit early to start risking taking harms.
True.
So I
you
think
might.
we
I think we
stealth.
stealth. It gets worth a shot.
We'll
You
give
might
it
as
a
well
try.
grab your
This is
shadow
standard
cloak.
I'm gonna
desperate.
use my little fine shadow cloak because if we're gonna do
Yeah,
stealth
yeah.
anyway, we might
Let's
as
not
well.
immediately abandon the plan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's do
If
stealth
not,
until
I
we
got two
don't.
more.
Are you doing group action?
Yes.
Now this is standard desperate, meaning that one of you's got to get a 6 here. All right.
I'll have 3 dice, so that should be fine.
You probably
Technically,
have
we
5 or
have
6 dice.
6 dice
So your odds
because
are
he and
okay.
I each have 1.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just preemptively here, though, I wouldn't worry about it. I'm gonna get a stack of Post-it notes.
No, don't worry about it. at all.
Taking the ash die here because I'm currently
And then I take a
extinguished,
stress
Yeah.
for
I'm gonna grab.
not smoldering.
Yes.
This one feels stealthy.
Let's roll you last. No, let's roll you first, and then we know how desperate
Can I
if we're
steal
How
it?
desperate our
Yeah.
desperation is.
Can I steal a die from someone else?
Do you need a
Um,
die?
Would you like to push
take the
yourself? 2
ash.
stress for an extra die?
I don't think we need to do that yet. This is the first of the
I don't
rolls.
think so.
We're about to start taking
Devil's bargain, 6
stresses.
stress.
She's about to take stress from us failing this
Devil's
roll.
bargain, you push yourself.
Devil's bargain. Push yourself.
That's a
Oh, that's a 6.
Yeah,
All right,
that's big.
well,
That's a
shit.
comfortable 6.
Now we see if either of you two fail.
Then we'll see whether we stress her out.
Please. I'm like, dude, you're like crunching on things.
L.
Oh, take a stress, Carter.
Nice.
Bloom.
Take a second stress.
Dude.
Oh, 3s are fails.
What's
Right, it's been a
Samandriel?
while.
I keep
Yes.
wanting to call you
Yes,
Leo.
it is.
Samandriel,
You
so
just
50-50
remember that
success
name, too.
fail.
Huh? I couldn't remember that earlier, yeah. So you guys are sneaking through the catacombs, right? You're hearing these voices.
Shut
And you're not noticing, you're reckless, you're like
Yeah,
giggling about
giggling.
like,
Oleander's like
look at
this
that
fucking
guy.
guy.
at like a skull. and
Oleander's
Samandriel's like,
Snickers.
right? And she has to like get you both concentrated. She like gestures to 2 empty slots, and she like drops down on the ground and rolls into one at your level.
Yeah.
And you two are barely able to stuff yourselves into the sides. As this patrol is gonna walk through, and they're gonna like look around. They're not gonna see you, and they're gonna continue down the way. All right. Patrol evaded for now.
Roll out.
Were you going like this?
Yes,
just like
absolutely.
lounging in the
Yes, absolutely.
Because he failed his problem.
Because he's reckless. So he's like legs crossed, arms up behind the head, like he's chilling.
I was in the same slot as her. She was out front to cover up my glowing.
I'm like, God damn it.
They buried like an
You
extra
people.
wide guy there and 2 people fit.
Yeah.
All right, so you guys, you roll out of your slots. You're back.
Samantha's like, you guys are the worst.
Yeah, that's on us.
All right. A little more careful.
Now,
Let's go.
Obstacle 2 is going to be navigating your way through the catacombs. How do we want to do that? It's winding, it's complicated.
It's been exercised, so I can't really ask a ghost, can I?
Oh.
Oleander has
Great
been
one.
here before.
Yeah, you
Can you
have.
do-
So I think study would make sense, like if you wanted to roll
You have
that.
study?
Could I have 1 in study.
1 in study.
Study.
You could try that, and then failing that, I'll see about ghost. I have 3 in attune, so I can probably get a ghost to do what I want.
Okay. Well, I have 1 in study, so I can throw a study and see what happens. Just to see, like, does Oleander just
Alright.
straight up remember the way?
I'm going to give you risky standard. Would you like to
Okay.
go desperate?
We're risky?
Yeah, because there's still a patrol running around here.
Oh.
There is still a patrol. I guess what would I expect from a
Desperate
consequence on standard?
Well, I might say
Of
that the
just-
patrol
I
is
don't
going to hear you
remember.
and approach, or I might say they hear you, think it's a rat, but are a little heightened and suspicious, and I start a clock. And remember that
that's
a
a
risky is typically 2 slices, maybe
Right.
3 if I'm feeling mean.
Do we have a better?
My
do we have
only
a
better,
number
is
plan?
better number plan is I see if I can find a ghost. I use
You can
compel,
flashback.
which
You can
oh yeah, I
flashback.
can flash back to fill one of my spirit bottles and
I
to
would say
keep another
2
for
stress
Brit.
to find a ghost, or
I guess-
Puck Oscar could find a ghost for you.
Could-
Fuck Oscar.
I want to
Sure,
hold on to
yeah.
those guys a little
Yeah, you might
longer,
wanna hold
maybe.
on.
Yeah, I think we should. Yeah, we should.
I think could Oleander use some kind of because he's been here
Flashback to
before.
like-
Could he flash back to
map.
having been here before and
I
like?
will say a 1
Take a
stress
load
flashback
of
instead 2
documents.
to give yourself
Take a load of documents.
You could.
I
map?
could take documents
You
and
could-
have
you
a
could
map.
take
Yeah,
a load
absolutely.
to, like,
Take documents. I'll give you an extra.
I'll take a load of documents on the map
So you're like,
because
here.
you have
I
all of
intend
the.
to bring
This,
all the wrecking tools.
You know,
I guess.
this was the watchtower was built at the same time these catacombs are built. There's some old city planning documents. I've got a couple maps of the early catacombs. Maybe this will help.
Oh fuck! That's why she gave me this.
Thought it was a love letter. It was upside down.
It's a beautiful poem. I think.
Roll up my sleeve, like wave over it to give it light.
Oh yeah, that's right.
You see the way? Yeah.
All right, so you have 2 dice now. Would you like to push yourself for a 3rd?
It's glowing dark. That's right.
I think I'm just gonna roll 2.
I agree. I don't think it's worth burning the resource.
I think we want to hold on to our stress for now.
Yeah, I think it's a little.
Let me mark.
That's a 6.
That's a 6.
Doc-
Is that not a
That's
1?
That is a 6. The other is
Nice.
a 1.
Okay.
It is cool. It's from my local game store. Shout out to Adventure Games in Oshkosh, Wisconsin. If anyone watching is there.
You guys navigate.
This stream is sponsored by.
This
You
is sponsored by
navigate through the
Adventure
catacombs,
Games.
and eventually, I'm
But
gonna
yeah,
say
this
that
is a
there's,
6
like,
because that's a 1.
You know, I'm gonna say like a century after the catacombs were finished, when Godwin Park was constructed and originally used as an orchard. They constructed a cistern, and they actually broke the cistern down into the catacombs and like boarded it up. But it's still there, and it still connects the 2 structures. And you're like, this is what you were looking for. Like this cistern.
This is our
gets us into the
point of
park.
entry into the park.
Right? And so you're walking through, and like you're like, hold on, I think it should be over there. And Casper ignites his hand and holds it over there. Nope, pile of bones. And then you're like, oh. And there's a big cylindrical. Well, yeah. There's like a hole in the roof where like a dug hole that was gonna become the cistern was built, and then it turns into like brick as you go up into it, as they were constructing it down deeper, right? And so you've got this incomplete cistern that breaks into this catacomb here, right?
Mhm.
And now, just at the top of that, there's like some loose bricks and boards that have been piled over the top, replaced every couple decades or so, but not particularly firm, right? A barrier that will stop, unmotivated breakers and enterers. So okay,
Or motivated.
you've made it and you haven't alerted the patrol.
Let's break and enter.
So far, weirdly good stealth mission for a terrible engagement roll. Not bad. Okay.
That's why we brought a lurk around. Yeah.
Yes.
So, do we need to climb or
Shall
are
I
there,
break
like,
and you
steps?
enter?
There's not steps. No, it's an incomplete cistern, so it's going to be tough to climb.
Ah.
Climbing gear. Just kidding.
I mean,
We can run
somebody with
climbing
good prowl
gear,
could
yeah.
probably climb it without gear.
I have a prowl.
I probably want to bring
It could be
gear.
Yeah, I'm. Oh,
Oh.
climbing gear is 2.
Yeah.
But remember,
I have light climbing.
Climbing
gear.
gear-
One for me.
climbing gear is a gear, and with assassin rigging, we can take it for free.
Climbing gear is documents.
Respectfully. Document. I
Would we-
have light climbing gear for me as a lurk is 1. Load.
That's pretty
so
sweet.
It
Oh,
kind
that's
of
actually
makes,
balling, yeah.
kind of makes sense for me to do that.
And that would that pertain to all of us?
I
It
could
would
also-
be like a rope she would leave.
Yeah,
I know this is
Oh, so I
this
can
is
just take
another
big
person.
dick.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Okay,
yeah.
if we're just taking one load for that, that works.
That, yeah.
The other thing I was gonna say is,
another.
I know it's another person's brand, but we could use drift oil to try and float up
You
there,
could, yes. You could also use drift oil.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
and that would be cool and fun. Drift oil might
Keep
also
it
be a
in
good
your
way to
back
get
pocket.
out.
I feel like that might be a
Through
good
the-
for later.
Yeah,
Just kick off the
Climbing
ground
gear
and
is-
fly up
is
into the
not
sky.
as
I'm
cool
going
as-
back home.
let's
I'm
run
out.
climbing gear, and then I will run.
There's like we have guns. And you're like, oh shit.
Alright,
Yeah.
would you like to roll prowl to get up there? Or you technically tell me what you're rolling, but
Yes.
what are you going to roll?
I'm gonna roll prowl. Do I get? Well, I mean, prowl the fine shadow cloak. Does that help me? Since
Well, is it fine climbing gear?
it's fine, or it's light climbing gear now.
No, then it does not.
Rats.
So
Okay.
you only have 2 in prowl?
Yeah.
What the fuck?
I have an upgraded prowl.
Yeah, she just
I'm
fights. She's just all
skirmishing, bro.
skirmish for some reason.
Most stealthy lurk. I mean, technically most stealthy lurk. There are no other.
Yeah, only
I'm
lurk
also the least
present.
I, can I
Lurk
just
too.
say, I can't believe that there is one lurk in a 16-person Blaze in the
Yeah,
Dark.
but there are like
5
10 leeches.
There's so many. Everyone loves leeches.
It's because it's like just the funnest set of tools.
I still think my favorite class is Slide. Just for
I think you're
the
right.
ability.
But when I look at the
Leeches are. Leeches
when I look at the
Fine
items,
shadow
leeches
cloak
have the
is not
funnest
really out on
items.
No,
climbing.
not at all.
What the heck?
So you do then get 3
So
die.
I'm gonna give you risky standard.
You get 3
Does-
die because you're taking a boat.
Bringing the
for this, right?
tools helps.
They're not fine tools.
They're light climbing
But
tools.
does
So it
not
only takes
having the
one
tools increase versus not
I'm
having
gonna
them?
say having the tools will increase your position. I'm gonna give you control.
Oh,
standard.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
Would
okay.
you like to go to risky great?
Does it matter? What's the
Well,
difference
I
between a
might just say
standard and
fall
great
or
success
something.
here?
I'll say great is you begin with like a good leverage on prying the shit open.
Okay.
Right? You're up there and it's rad.
So
It's
great
epic.
great might get us in through the next obstacle too. Versus standard is all we need to get us up there.
But then doing riskier, I might like fall or something, or like
Yeah, risky
If
you might
have a level 2
fall
harm
and take
or
harm
you
or
noise
make
doing
sound
it.
and
Make
people
sound. Okay.
Risky great might be.
I'll do
I'm
risky
comfortable
great.
with risky
I'm
great.
fine with
I
that.
love risky great. Desperate apocalyptic.
Desperate absolutes.
Desperate absolute, that's what it is.
We'll run risky great.
Oh!
Okay.
That's
Oh,
not
no,
That's a
epic.
success.
Still a dub.
Success, but not a fat dub.
Leech supremacy, that's right.
You
Hey.
like displace a
Nice.
brick that my ghost tries to catch. Doesn't hits something metal and goes down.
Like a pipe.
And I
Yeah.
said,
Like
do
an old
it.
pipe, an old pipe that was constructed 200 years after the cistern. Like a pipe, like there was the catacomb, they built a cistern, gave up, and then 2 centuries later built a pipe through the abandoned cistern to support the growing city. Like we have 3 different centuries of construction that intersect at this point, and you're stepping there to get over this pipe, which was disused about 4 centuries ago. The current pipe is another 20 feet up. You're on this pipe and you use it to gain leverage, press a little too hard, and a big valve is going to pop off the side and
I like muffle it, but it still like
It's-
generates
yeah,
a noise
it's
and
too
alerts
late.
them,
It's
so it's
like-
not like
Now
that.
here's what I'm going to say. I think that because you brought heavy load, it's fair to say that you're all sneaking around louder than a normal or light load people. So I think here's where I'll justify the difficulty in stealth. For this one initial clock fill-in, I'm going to do 3 segments instead of 2.
Okay.
I think that's
That is-
how we'll run it.
That makes sense.
We're
in
gonna
the
fill
same
this
way
clock
that
by
like
the
a
time we're
suspicion
outta
clock
here.
would feel faster when we're
Yeah,
loaded
exactly.
with weapons.
Heavy load gives you more stuff, but makes you more sus. What do we want to call this clock?
busted.
Not rats.
I like busted.
All right.
Nailed.
I'm so nailed. I was all right.
yeah,
Good.
silver nails.
I was fighting every urge of my body to say susted. I've put sus in every one of these clocks, and I hate it. I don't like it. But
You didn't,
Sus. It's just a circle.
James. You didn't write anything on the clock.
It's just a circle.
one slice clock.
Scribble all the way through it. Guys, we've been nailed.
They got us.
Like one valve falls, and you hear, "What was that?" And Casper's like, "No!"
Oh shit! They know that
It's
we, the menagerie, are here. Casper, oh man.
Big spotlight.
Okay, one sliced clock is very cursed. That's real
I'm
cursed.
gonna make a clock.
One sliced clock. That's stupid.
Gonna make a clock. It draws a circle.
Draws a circle. Oh man.
Okay, three
All right.
slices.
We're halfway nailed, guys.
All right, yeah, you're you're
We're
3/8.
three.
Half.
Yeah.
3/8 of the way.
We're about a third of the way
Nailed,
nailed.
dude. That's
Yeah.
Right. The thing it crashes down, right?
Just
Making
nails
a
and
loud,
everything.
echoey noise. And a patrol is, the patrol hears you, and they're like, hey, we should start maybe going to check that out. But they're like, also, we've been watching this funny rat for like 20 minutes. Like, there's a lot of weird noises in the canal, but their suspicion has been heightened, and they might,
They might treat further disturbances with more discretion.
Yeah, we're like,
and
okay, now it's pattern.
they might be like, what animal do we think these guys? I mean, obviously they use a lot of horses.
Because this isn't
What's like a small steppe animal?
a small step.
Mongoose?
They're
and-
like steppe rodents.
Mongoose?
I guess.
I don't really know what step is in this
Oh,
context.
a steppe
Mongol
is like a
mongoose.
is like an unforested grassland. Like the Mongols came from
Oh,
steppes.
okay.
Mongol mongoose. I don't
Step-
know whether that works. I don't like it.
Steppe mouse lemming.
It could be a lemming. Maybe a lemming is fallen.
Oh, I'm gonna say no. Mole rat is not cool enough.
I think lemming kind of
Prairie
has like a
dogs.
dirty
Prairie
term
dogs.
to
Oh,
it.
let's call them
Yeah.
prairie dogs. So yeah, they've got like a
Rat
prairie
on the
dog,
prairie.
and they give it like a whistle, and they give it like
A prairie dog isn't a dog. It's like a little.
They communicate with it, and the prairie dog is gonna scuttle its way through it's gonna find its way back to the surface and be like, we found something, right?
Yeah.
It's gonna be like,
Okay,
hey,
that rules.
be a little bit on alert, and we're gonna be like, okay.
I mean, this isn't.
They've given like a level
Yeah.
1 alert.
It's like this isn't the first time that something is just inexplicably fallen
like
in the
they're I would say on a scale of 1 to like 8, they're like
3.
It's as simple as like this wouldn't be the first time that sometimes the old infrastructure just falls apart.
It does.
But if they hear it again,
there's like
then
a second,
maybe something's going
even
on.
older pipe below that one, and the valve fell next to the valve that fell off of that one.
Yeah.
20 years ago.
Yeah, sometimes that just happens.
This
But if they
happens.
hear us more, then
Okay,
we've talked about this for too long.
now it's
God,
time
40 minutes into the session.
for
Wow.
us
We got to get it up there.
to
Can she
Yeah,
drop a
we gotta-
line and we
Also-
just
So-
Okay, so
Yeah.
you're
I'm
up
like,
there.
okay,
Right? You've got a crowbar, or how are you prying this thing open? Because I'm gonna give I'm gonna basically give you an extra die on that roll because you went for great.
a crowbar.
And it's definitely instead
It's
of-
got like a crow beak.
Instead of the
Yeah.
two pries, it's got 2 wings forward and like a little crow statue.
Yeah, I'm gonna do a little crowbar.
All right, you've got a crowbar. That's
Do I need a
probably
load?
burglar tools.
Yeah, I think burglary
Gear.
gear
Or
is
an
what that
unusual
is.
weapon.
shit. We didn't do fine
Unusual
gear.
weapon. Oh
We
wait,
did not
that's.
find gear. We have fine influence, which will be
See,
very
let's
useful to
do-
me in my
I'm
firewall.
gonna do burglary gear.
Do you have fine burglary gear?
Nope.
Okay, so you got burglary gear. And I'm
Do you
giving
have
an
some
extra
funny
die.
implements that could be fine implements? What
I don't think
implements
she
do you
uses
have?
implements. I think
Oh, you have
implements.
arcane
I have
implements as well.
arcane.
Well, anyone can bring them, but I feel like you,
Huh.
you need to be good at attuned to use them.
Yeah, I have like.
So okay, you've got this barrier up
Yeah.
here. What are you
chalking
what
up
are
the
you gonna
boards
do
to
get
make
rid
them
of this?
ghost boards?
Yeah.
Semi-permeable
I mean,
membrane.
Hemlock's
I need these
implements. Hemlock's gonna implement some.
crowbar. Try to
Fire
like,
oil.
What
grab-
skill are you thinking? Because I think there's one that makes sense here.
No.
Deranged.
Right.
Yeah,
Right.
right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
this
You
is.
got 2 dice. I'm gonna give
I
you
just only
standard
have
risky.
one in right.
Would you like to go to desperate great?
Probably not.
I don't think we
No.
need
We
to.
don't really need to.
You could.
Yeah,
I don't
could,
think
but
we
I'm
need
not
to.
gonna.
So what is the dice?
Risky
it's
standard
okay.
2 dice because you got a second one because you did a great roll.
Oh, epic.
Yeah, so you're
Sarah,
already
you
you've
did
already
this.
done
That's
prying
good.
into it.
All right, here we go.
Risky standard.
That's a 6.
Oh, okay, 6.
The crowbar.
That's good. It's the
So she
crowbar.
like pries off the boards and like ties them to the rope and like slowly lowers them down. You guys untie second one,
Yeah.
and over like 20 minutes, the cistern is going to be uncovered enough such that somebody can get out from under it.
Cool.
Alright, so, peeking up and out of the cistern, right, there's like a few feet away from the cistern, a little campfire, and so you can see the smoke, like the light flickering off the fire, and you can hear a couple voices talking to each other just next to this campfire in Sabrosi. So there's some people near this cistern. Now you've got a rope down, so you guys don't have to prowl to get up there. You can just get up
sick.
there.
I was gonna say
okay.
I could be up there. I was gonna say
we want to prowl past these people.
what I
or we
might
try to...
we could try to prowl them. I could try and dart them.
Yeah, you could try and dart them.
I got throwing knives.
I could try and dart them.
How many people do we hear?
Would you like to roll something to listen or see?
I don't know.
Oh, that's a good thing because we
I'll
do
give
need to
you-
know.
I'll give you standard controls to survey.
I have one in survey. Does anybody have
Good
more
shot.
than
I got
that?
none in survey.
My
Not a
survey
surveyor.
is 1.
Yeah.
I have
Uh,
2 eyes.
Try to see what's up.
6.
Wow.
Okay.
go.
So
I like
success
that
without, yeah. So just a
Two.
straight up W.
Straight up
yeah,
W.
Common
two
W.
people facing
Two people.
away from the cistern.
Cool.
Oh, you want to blow dart one and I'll...
I could definitely dart one.
And I will stand here.
Darts are cheap, and
Stand guard.
I could bring a bandolier that does. Let's
You
see.
guys got it.
Any one of these
When
that's
was
just
the
a kill. I guess trance powder would probably be like a. Is that like a knockout thing, or is that like a
Trans powders are not.
have not been
Yeah.
chat.
makes him go sleepy? I guess I'm gonna make. I'm gonna mark a bandolier. I'm bringing a bandolier. Surprise!
What?
Oleander Hemlock's brought a bandolier, and I'm gonna shoot a dart with the sleepy time trance powder, such that guy gets darted and then bonk. Does someone want to synchronize take out the other one?
Yes.
Alright, so, what are you guys rolling? I'm gonna give you standard risky.
This feels
No,
like
this feels controlled as fuck.
this is controlled, yeah, because
Yeah.
we're from a position of stealth. They don't know we're there.
Absolutely.
Standard controlled.
Standard controlled.
Does standard effect mean they're both?
These are just goons.
These are just standard goons.
Like, so yeah, they don't have like a clock. They're not like a
Standard
lieutenant.
effect, they're-
Standard is enough to out them. Right?
Cool.
Because there's 30 of these guys. It's like they're cohorts. Right? Like there's only like 6 or 7 scoundrels in the Silvernails, and then like 20 cohort goons.
yeah.
Desperate
They're
absolute to
practices.
wipe them from the timeline.
So this feels to me like hunt.
Yes.
I have 1 in hunt. Oh, I have
Wait,
fine
that's actually for
implements.
Concealment is prowl, actually.
I have 1 in prowl.
Yeah, I think prowl makes a ton of sense for this.
So
Or finesse.
I'm trying to count my. Well, I'll go with prowl or
I'm
hunt
gonna go
before
with
finesse, but
Prowl as well.
so if I'm rolling prowl,
What is your hunt?
my hunt is 1, my prowl is 1,
Oh, okay.
so it doesn't matter.
I think prowl is more sensible for this one.
So I
I'm gonna
shoot.
say that as well.
So prowl is 1 die, and then
Blow dart's a weapon.
blow dart's a weapon, so that's
Fine.
fine weapon, and
Fine.
drip trance powder is an implement.
I don't think you can get 2 dice for fine quality.
Okay.
Alright, so
So-
you're sitting at 2.
I see
we're-
2
we're
dice.
sneaking.
You are sitting
You're in a
at
control
3
position.
die.
remember.
Control
like,
position,
look at your-
so-
you have like a
Yeah, so I'm not risking
If
a lot.
If we're using
You have like a
Prowl to
93%
sneak up on
chance of
them, I feel like the
success.
fine
Yeah, we
Shadow
hit
Cloak
those.
would help.
I don't know what that does.
Shadow cloak.
It kind of just like helps me like be not invisible, but like
Oh.
more shadowy.
Oh yeah, so
You
Shadow
do also
Cloak,
just
yeah.
have fine weapons.
I think. Oh yeah, you can't get 2 fine. So yeah,
Oh.
you are gonna get a die for fine equipment.
You're sitting at 3 die.
Yeah, you're sitting at 3
Oh,
dice.
okay.
Okay,
Yeah.
I'm sitting at 2. I guess I'll roll my 2.
You could-
Dice.
if you wanted
I just
to,
used
you
the
could use
singular
this as a
for
group
die.
prowl roll,
I guess so.
but I don't know that you need to.
I don't know if we need the. Does that change much?
No, I think we just control standard.
really.
Roll.
Yeah, let's just roll
All right,
them.
who's going first?
Funny dart.
Funny dart, go!
Alright, control standard.
That's a 5.
All right, you can take a minor consequence, or you can re-roll at risky standard.
What could I expect for a minor consequence?
1 slice. These guys are supposed to be at a
Halfway
meeting.
nailed.
That's halfway to nail, but also. Am I gonna get a 6 on the reroll?
I don't think so.
Your odds are
'Cause if I get
1
5
minus 5, 6 squared.
Because if I
That
get
helps.
if I get 5 again, like if I reroll and don't succeed, do
Your
I
odds are-
fail?
Your odds are 11/30. You have like a 1 in 3 chance, I think, of getting a 6. About.
You have failed those
You have
before,
under a 1 in 3 chance of getting a
dude.
6.
I've failed these before because my thinking is, what happens if I pick those dice up, roll them again, and don't see a 4 or 5?
Yeah, you have a 25% chance of just outright L.
Yeah,
I think I take
Fine.
this. I think I think I take
You want to
this.
see what you would have
Sorry, can
gotten?
I steal another die? Oh yeah, see what you would have gotten.
Yeah, worth a
This
shot.
is canon.
It's
No.
not.
No. Canon for the alternate time.
Canon for the. This is canon for an alternate timeline.
Yeah.
No, there is a 6
well,
there.
shit.
All right.
All right.
Well,
That's
maybe
the
I should have
timeline
done
where
that.
he
That's
steps closer out of the shadows.
Yeah.
Can I steal
Alright,
a
so
die?
you're gonna
Not
succeed,
from me,
but
might have not
You
done you
die.
well.
That guy was
Yeah.
expected at a meeting
Actually,
in
or
10
I can use
minutes.
my metal die.
So
They're
he's-
just very loud and roll.
He's sleeping in. He's not making it to the meeting.
And then I'm gonna throw my knife at the other one at the same time.
See how it
Standard?
goes.
Oh, would you like to
4.
re-roll in efforts to get a 6 at risky standard?
I think
You've got better
I have
odds.
3. I have 3.
you have better odds than I had, but taking the minor consequence doesn't cost us a lot.
That's fair. I think we just take the minor consequence.
You're going to take the minor consequence? Okay, please suffer a level 1 injury. I'm going to say that on your way up to the cistern, in positioning yourself, a jagged, outward-reaching stone outcrop is going to gash your leg.
Poked.
Ouch.
Wait,
level
is
1
that 2?
injury, level 1 injury.
Oh, 2.
Level 2 injury would be insane.
Take a level 4
That's not
injury.
a cut. Yeah.
Take a level 4 injury, it's going to bifurcate you.
That doesn't sound like a controlled
Bifurcate long
consequence.
ways.
Just say,
You brought the blaster along with you and it goes off.
We definitely have the blaster like mounted somewhere.
Definitely. Like, it's never
It
gonna
doesn't
fire
work.
It's
Yeah,
broken.
it's broken as hell.
but you're like, I'm gonna make it work one day.
Yeah, I think it's like Oleander's project car.
And we're like, dude, it's not gonna work. You're like, I'm gonna make it work one day. Stop.
Yeah. It's not about making it work. It's just about having something to work on.
Yeah. Okay.
I've now been pucked and
Good job, guys.
Pucked and poked.
Well, like, moderate job, guys. Yeah,
Yeah, I think we did it. I think we did
Yeah,
an
no, it's fine.
Yeah,
ordinary.
you're like, do we
Standard
get it?
job.
And like
Standard
a
job.
blood is gonna hit your face, right?
Yeah.
Level 3 injury tetanus.
Well, we're in.
So yeah, looking out, you like blow dart hits the guy. He goes, ah, huh? And he's gonna turn, pass out. The other guy's gonna be like, oh, you're allergic to bees. And dagger's gonna hit him. And these 2 goons are down.
Nice.
You can like pick up their bodies and drop them in
Like
the
throw
cistern.
'em.
That sounds good. Yeah.
Ghoul sounds.
Lower them down. Yeah.
Ghoul
Lower them into the
sounds.
cistern.
Cool sounds.
And then we're gonna be on our way.
Oh, no,
Gotta go.
goon sounds, I meant to say.
okay, gotcha.
Goon sounds.
Good sounds. I assume we've made plans. We have a plan as to where the most strategic places to burn would be, right?
So yeah,
Yeah,
you guys get up, and I guess I'll describe the war camp to you.
What does it look like?
So I'm gonna say that there are like I don't know what a Mongol war camp looked like. So, I mean, yeah. So we'll say that there's like one big circular tent pitched in the middle, made from animal hide, with like a Savrosi flag, and like the bolts that drive the what are tent ropes called? Do they have a name?
Oh
That's
shit,
a-
they definitely
you're a
do.
Eagle Scout, aren't you?
Yes, I
You're gonna be
think...
upset when you don't remember.
Yeah, I am, and it's happening right the
This
fuck
is a
now.
surprise test. I'm a representative.
Uh,
Girl Scouts of America.
I think they're called guidelines.
So the guidelines?
I think they're called guidelines, like
Guidelines.
G-U-Y
Oh.
Yeah.
lines.
So the guidelines are bolted into the
Guidelines.
ground with silver bolts, right?
Nice,
Obviously,
cute,
the chief
fun,
has silver. Chief? What do we call this
Chief?
guy? What's his title? What is the guy in charge of the Silvernails called?
Con? I don't know.
Like I feel like is there like a minor Khan? What's like a guy below a Khan? Probably just a prince.
Conito.
You can't use Conito.
And Conzo.
And
below.
I don't think God Emperor is below. The hammer is nice.
God Emperor.
The hammer is fun.
Kagan, maybe?
But that's not really the hammer is more of a
Honestly,
moniker
the
than a
hammer of
title.
the Silvernails sounds sick as hell.
But it
Oh.
does rule.
Noyan might make sense. Yeah, I think Noyan makes a lot of sense.
Noyan.
So his title is Noyan. And
sure
we'll
Known,
is
say
a-
that-
he
we'll
sure
say
known
is a
colloquially
lawyer.
as the
all
hammer.
Yeah.
Noyans of the Silvernail take on. Okay, hold on.
He should have a big hammer.
Oh yeah. Okay, hold on. All Noyans of the Silvernails
I know they're supposed to be like sword
take
fighters. or
on the
whatever,
name Alk. So he's Noyan Alk, which is the Savrosi word for hammer. Right?
Nice.
They all
I like
take
that.
on that name.
So
we'll say.
it is the same guy, but he's changed his name to Noyan Alk.
Yeah. It's like Alk is as much of a title as Noyan is. If you're
Level 3
Noyan
harm
Alk, you
Alked.
are the chief
Alked,
of
yeah.
the Silvernails, basically.
All right.
Alked.
Hulk smash.
We're gonna Alk him
Alk
up.
smash.
We're gonna Alk him up.
So yeah, the Alk's
Or
tent.
Gilbert.
or the Noyan's tent, Noyan Alk's tent. And actually, his name was Tuhan up until a month ago, but now he's Alk.
Yes.
Right? Noyan Alk was once Tuhan, right?
Yes.
Okay. So Alk's tent sits there, pitched into the ground, guy lines silver bolted. And then I'm going to say that at there's no diagonals on a circle, but if you were going to have a cross through a circle on those lines, jutted out, we have longer tents where, the rank and file members sleep, each with, one officer in them. What is a demi-Noyan called? Man, I should have left over I should have left the Mongolian noble titles tab open after the first time. Or unless somebody can come up with a cool name for them. Beg? No. Chirby?
Chirby is not
Oh, I know.
intimidating.
Terrifying. Chirby.
Churbskers.
Behold Chirby.
Jagatu?
Jagatu?
Choo-choo? What?
Jagatu.
We could call them Jakan.
They could just be officers.
Yeah, officers doesn't sound as cool.
It doesn't sound thematic.
Let's call do the things on the back end of a hammer have a cool name?
The teeth on the thing.
Yeah, the teeth on a hammer have a cool name?
Are they called something other than?
What are teeth on a hammer called?
What are teeth on a hammer called? This is just
I feel like
us
that could be
googling
common
words.
nouns, but I feel like that it's not.
I'm not a very handy guy.
Guys, I got bad news.
It's called teeth.
It's called the peen.
Oh no, claw!
Claw?
Right? Claw, right?
Yeah.
You could certainly call it that, but the technical term is
The
peen.
peen.
Think ball, peen, hammer.
Yeah, right. So you've got the four
yeah.
peens.
The
The
This
four
is why. This
claws.
is why they deserve it.
Alright,
I'm
what's
sorry.
the Mongolian word for claw?
Or peed.
Or peen.
That's so cool.
Cruise.
That's not much
like
better
that.
than peed.
I vote peens.
That's not much better than peed.
But anyway, the four claws.
The four claws.
The four claws.
The Santa Claus.
The four claws sit there with
Tim
their
Allen.
little garrisons of men in these smaller tents.
Right.
And yeah, I'll say that that's the way it's structured. And then there's probably 6 or 7 guys with torches just walking the palisades off in the distance. And there's some old dead trees and statues and fountains that no longer run. And I'll say that right now, the area over there where all the tents are is well lit up. I'm going to say that people are out drinking, doing contests of strength, right? And I guess I'll say that contests of strength is, I'm going to say that trees in Sevros, few of them that there are, grow incredibly strong and dense. And Sevrosi trees do not get taller as they age, they just get denser. And so a contest of strength in the Silvernails, which by the way is a broader clan that exists back in Sevros, this is the branch in Duskwall.
Bench pressing horses. Bench pressing horses.
They probably do. But I'm going to say that a Silvernails trial of strength is you just get older and older chunks and planks of Sevrosi wood, and you get a big bolt and see how far you can drive it down into these old samples of Sevrosi wood. That's what I'm going to say is how.
I like that a lot.
And so they're out there doing these trials of strength and drinking and feasting, celebrating tomorrow's arrival of all of the young blood ready to come and promote their gang to tier 2.
They don't know.
They don't know. They don't know. They don't even know.
They don't even know.
No idea.
And so
Not a
Tuhan, or what is Ankh? Ankh? Is that what we said?
Yeah.
I'm going to keep that tab open.
I think it was Unk. Unk.
We already forgot.
We need to keep it open.
Alk.
Oh.
So Alk,
Ask
Noyan
me.
Alk
Too
is
close.
not present yet,
Alk.
right?
Alright.
But all of his seconds are out there, and they're all sitting there. And I'm going to say that next to the palisade, it's customary that a Silvernails master of the horse is always on patrol. The Silvernails have some of the only horses in Duskwall. Horses are rare. Most of the carriages are goat drawn.
Can we steal horses?
And so there's a
the
guy.
zoo.
There's a guy on a Sevrosi war horse just on patrol. And while it's mostly ceremonial because he's inside the palisade, it's taken very seriously.
Snakes don't.
Right.
So okay, you guys are outside of the cistern.
I'm sure I have enough
Palisades,
standstill
guy on a
poison
horse,
to stop a
big tent
horse.
for the festival.
Oh, you gotta steal it. You gotta steal it. Okay.
Where do we wanna-
Do we want to sneak and plant things and then
Yeah.
try to set them off, and then if it goes poorly, then just
How are we remotely setting off? What I'm assuming is fire oil.
Yeah.
Unless we are taking, there are demolition tools. They're 2 load.
We could bring demolition tools.
I would
And-
say demolition tools would allow you.
Would allow you to plant
and then
a
for
few
2
and
stress, I would allow you to have a device that can remotely detonate all.
yeah.
of them.
Oh, I feel like that's worth.
So 2 stress and demolition tools, and I think that that's a fair plan.
Okay. That feels like
I
what
think that
is that what the plan is and has been?
I think so, and then we'll just use like.
And then I
whatever
just
else
throw
when-
fire oil
yeah, when
around the
when shit
room
goes down,
whenever
yeah.
there's a fight.
Yeah. Okay. So I can
Yeah.
go ahead and take the tools.
Okay.
I don't want to take the stress because it's how I attack.
I'll grab the stress because it feels like this was Oleander's idea to have a detonator and all that. So I'll mark the 2 stress to have. It's a sort of flashback to we prepared implements to do, or what we could do is could we have our boy Lefty have designed us
That's your use of the butchers, is they've made you a remote detonation
as a remote
device.
detonation
that's
device.
a
Is
good
that something
Bet.
we want to do?
Yeah, I like that a
That's-
lot.
that's-
So we
seems like a
flash
good
back,
Yeah.
right? We flash back.
So I'll
and-
keep that stress, thanks.
And
Yeah.
you're like
Thank
talking
you
about
very
Lefty, and you're like,
Yeah.
hey, so what exactly do you need from me?
Yeah, I was hoping you could. We were looking to invade some turf, and we were hoping that you could get something where we could plant a few explosives in a few places and get them all detonated at the same time.
Do a little trolling.
Same time. Well, that's very easy to accomplish with a system of wires and a plunger. How far separated are we talking? Is that what does Lefty sound like?
What does Lefty sound
I
like?
don't really do a
Lefty
voice.
Lorente, he's a
Lefty
student.
was a prankster though, so
He was
like,
a bit
I
of
assume
a-
that's like a dumb voice.
No, that is not what he sounded like.
Is Lefty Scout?
Oh, man, I don't know. I don't know if Lefty is scout. I'm running circles around you. Does that feel right for Lefty?
It feels a
Maybe
bit
not.
too high for him.
I don't know about
The way
that.
that Camilla played it, I feel like that makes sense.
She plays all the characters like Scout TF2. Camilla was fucking chaos.
Uh-huh.
She was absolute fucking chaos back in the old, oh my god. Alright, anyway.
Message blocked.
Message blocked.
And Ginger typed a naughty word in chat, I think.
Oh,
I saw it. It
said not the peen.
That'll
that's
be
not
it.
blocked on my end. I see P.
I don't see it.
3 E's.
I think I've got baby mode Twitch or something.
Loophole.
My
get
Twitch is
around.
on baby mode. No peen allowed.
No peen
Dude,
for
my
you.
old,
Not in my
old
chat.
family
No peen.
No peen for
parental
you.
Controls wouldn't let me Google Kosovo. Like, it was just a Serbian nationalist parental lock, I guess. So,
He's like, no.
Okay, so yeah, I think we asked Lefty to build us something we could do without
it's
needing
really easy
to.
accomplish with a couple wires.
Could you make it without wires?
Without wires? Well, I suppose that could be technically doable. How far away do you need to make the detonator?
Oleander considers the size of the average war camp. Is our plan to like plant one in each of the outside tents and then?
Probably, right?
Does that make sense?
I like that, yeah.
Officer ones,
'Cause then that's 4 targets.
How many are there? There are 4 officer
There are
tents?
4
Yeah,
opposite tents and the central
and
tent.
then-
the
Central.
alt tent.
So-
And I'm assuming we can just like.
I'm
We plant 5
Yeah.
things and they're each one, however far apart they are.
Yeah, okay,
Yeah.
so I can get you 5 detonators you want to detonate from like a 50-meter distance. I suppose 4 Sparkcraft, fire caps could work, and then we could use some electromagnetic or electroplasmic signaling.
That's what I was thinking.
I reckon I could get that up for you. It wouldn't take too long. I'll have to steal some more money from the register than I'm used to, but yeah, that could work.
Nice.
Yeah, I'll get right on that for you.
Thanks, Lefty.
Now, if you'll excuse me, I gotta finish tinkering with this. I'm almost done with this elbow joint here. When I'm done with it, it's just
Oh,
That was the worst one.
I'll get it done.
all right. Thanks, Lefty.
Ow!
He takes,
I do my
he
own
takes
stuff.
the level 1 harm, left it.
Lefty.
Damn, go on.
All right, good one, Lefty. All right, so
That, that probably left a mark.
So if Lefty has provided with those things, then
That's steel. Yeah, that.
if Lefty has provided us with those things, then we don't need the stress or
No
the
stress, no tools.
We just
That
have
is
them.
the use of the
Let's
butchers.
go.
Yeah.
Now
So-
you can still use them, but it will cost you stress.
Okay.
Yes, so we
Lefty
have that
has-
now
he's done his
because
thing.
Lefty has done that.
You've
for
got
us.
detonators. Lefty's got you covered.
I said-
And I can't believe he got Scout TF2 voice. That's fucked.
That's kind of.
I'll have to ask Camilla what he sounds like.
Yeah, we'll have to figure out what Lefty. We can
Yeah.
watch the VOD and find out what Lefty sounded like.
Okay, so what did you want to say?
Should we do like? We gotta plant these first of all. So should we
Yes.
split up or should we?
Ooh.
Because I'm sneaky, And I have like the fine shadow cloak.
The problem
So
is
should we do a group action?
we should
of,
probably
like,
group
prowl?
action where we sneak around and plant them all.
Okay.
Because right now
I
we're
don't
still
know what
in
I'm going to
stealth.
really contribute to that operation, but I don't know what else have we.
I think
do.
you're going to contribute
what is
when
your-
we
what is
fail
your-
the
I'm
stealth
going
roll and then
to-
fight.
But should
Contribute,
you position
yes.
yourself away from us so when we draw the attention to us that you're somewhere else set up to like
Ooh.
I am
'Cause you're a fire
In my
guy.
mind, what I was thinking of doing is whenever that clock, when we get nailed, I am
When?
opening fire
Yeah.
on the big tent.
That's
Yeah.
my thinking as
Yeah.
well.
So you could just be in the bushes. You can like roll
Okay, so you're just
prowl,
positioned.
standard controlled roll prowl to conceal yourself for contingency.
Okay.
yeah, because I was gonna say I was like I feel
then
like it would
these
be
two
better
can do
to
the
a
planting.
little.
Yeah, I'm
bit.
gonna run
You're
with
there
you to
for
help
me.
Because then
because
you
I'm
could
the
also
technical
plant
guy
it,
to
and then
plant
I
the
could
bombs
sneak.
and yeah.
All right, so then I would have
Plant bombs.
I'm the Joker.
I'm the Joker. I'm the Joker.
I'm addressing a skill with I'm addressing with technical skill and me. I'm the Joker, baby.
Addressing a challenge with
It
stealth.
was only under him. And he addressed skills with technical skill or mayhem.
With challenges.
Okay, anyway.
Each time you rolled a desperate action, you marked the XP in the action's attribute. So we're rolling a prowl group, me and you. Is that?
Yes.
Well, first let's get you in hiding.
Oh yeah.
Yes,
the-
let's hide you.
I'm giving you standard controlled. Would you like to go to risky grade?
No.
Yeah, no. The answer
No.
should be no.
No.
Do you need
this
help?
is just my.
Balls to the walls. Yeah. I know
It'd be like a single stress for someone. You're about to maybe take
He's
stress.
about to be stressed.
Um,
Because I guess you're gonna roll one die.
Yeah.
We're
I'm
gonna
gonna
see
roll
what
one
happens.
die. I don't like my odds.
Honestly, one stress help.
I could help,
like,
and I
you
could,
like
like,
plot out a route, like,
like,
you're gonna sneak
cover
around
you,
there.
yeah.
Sure
This
shouldn't
tent
be you?
is
I can
gonna-
do-
This
I
tent
can
is
do
I can do
cast
it.
Shadow.
I can do the helping. Excuse me.
Because
Yeah,
you're
you-
about to
Probably
Just
don't
because-
want to give your fine shadow cloak to him. You probably don't
Probably
want that.
not.
You
I'm
probably
gonna burn
need it
it.
because we're
I
gonna
need
go
it because we're
around.
gonna go to like 4 different.
I'm gonna.
So I'm gonna
Don't
take
do
I'm gonna
that.
take a stress to help
Not
you
nice.
via the
Thanks.
means of just like looks like we can. Oleander, having a lot of experience in destroying things, is like I think if you set that part on fire, that
Okay,
would
so
really start.
You're not helping. You're helping.
I'm helping him hide.
Okay.
So I'm like, if you put yourself, if you position
He
yourself
covers me in
here-
brush once I'm in
Yeah.
the bush.
Yeah, it could be that simple.
So would you like to also take 2 stress to give yourself a 3rd die?
No.
I don't think that's necessary
I'll
until.
give you a devil's bargain.
What's the devil's bargain?
Some of the young blood has already arrived. There are more Severosi here.
I'm done to kill more people.
I think
Do we need?
killing fewer people is easier.
I was gonna say I don't know if we need it.
Um,
Because you're in control.
Could I, if I fail this, downgrade to risky and then
Yes.
take the devils?
No,
Yeah. If he downgrades to
I'm
risky,
gonna
does
say
he
I'm
keep
gonna
my
offer
help?
you. I'm gonna offer you the devil's bargain now, and I'll tell you I won't offer it again.
Okay.
I think we'd rather.
Can I push myself if I fail and go to risky?
Yes, I think that's fair.
All right, I'll
I
keep
think
that in my
that's
back
an
pocket.
easier thing to do.
Okay. Cool moment. Go ahead.
We roll 2 dice. That's 6.
That's
That's
a
a
6.
Success without consequence.
Big day.
Yeah.
You're in the bush.
Uncomplicated success.
So you've stuck out. You're like 20 feet away. It'll be very quick for you to run out
And
burning
yeah.
hands, right?
Alex helped you hide. All right.
Let me see.
And then
Okay. So now you two, right? He's in position, and you're like, all right, let's.
let's.
I like to imagine that even if you do have a thumb detonator,
Yeah.
there's a little plunger.
Oleander has a thumb detonator with a little plunger, and he has been like fiddling with it, even though he is carrying all of the explosives on his person. He's been just like.
Desperate. That would be a mean, desperate
Yeah.
consequence.
Anyway.
I think if you,
Alright,
I think if you somehow fail this group roll, like no success at all, straight failure on a desperate consequence, I can have it be the firewall blows up.
But of course, we aren't in desperate position, so we don't have to worry about it.
Well, you're probably going to want to go to great effect, so you can plant in all 4 of the peripherals.
That's probably likely. We're just going to succeed the roll.
So I'm giving you a risky standard. Would you like to go to desperate grade to plant in all 4 of the? And by the way, this doesn't include the big tent. That's its own beast.
That's its own
Because
beast.
these other tents only have like a couple guys in them, so it's not going to be hard. Get in through the
Get in.
flap, plant, get out.
Yeah.
Right.
So I'm giving you risky standard to get 2 of them, or I'll let you go desperate great, and you'll like quickly be belting around all 4,
say we
sneaking
go
in the
desperate.
shadows.
We go desperate
This is a
great.
group-
Let's
this
go
is a
desperate
group
great.
roll,
You got a group roll.
Only one of you needs to
Get
succeed.
EXP.
Remember, no 6, and there's a desperate consequence. All right, desperate great. You
Here
all
we
seeing
go.
it.
So you're rolling 3 dice.
3
2
dice.
for your thing plus 1 for shadow.
Yeah.
Yes. Prowl, desperate great to plant the charges. Go ahead.
Ooh, no 6.
No 6, but a success.
But a
This
success.
is the ideal
Okay.
outcome.
So we have our success. Now it's up to me to get a 6.
Yes.
You can do it.
So
What if you?
I can
What
prowl
if, could
with
you help him
1.
on this?
No.
No.
Not in the group.
But I could-
They're using the teamwork action to do the group roll. You could push
I
yourself.
could push
For
myself.
2 stress and double your odds of getting a 6 from 1.
I think
6
we're about to
just
get in a
under
fucking
1/3.
fight, dude.
I think I'm going to push myself.
You don't want to save for resisting?
Might want to save for resisting.
I think you save for resisting.
Or you have a 1 in 3 chance of success with no consequence. And it's a cool moment.
It is a cool moment, but well, the consequence is the consequence that the fire oil just goes off because
No,
that's not a success.
That would mitigate your success. I can't do that.
The consequence is probably that we're nailed.
Which just activates my held action, if you
Yeah.
will.
That's not so bad. As if we get all 4 planted, then being nailed wouldn't be the worst.
And remember, there's like
We were
20
probably
there
going
are-
to
there are
reveal
25
ourselves
guys.
after this.
There
I was
are
gonna say.
25 guys at this festival. You're not going to be able to kill all of them, even on great effect.
Because our plan,
Just so you're aware.
our plan is we plant all the bombs, we move to a safe distance, boom.
And that's a
Right?
great plan.
And so being discovered doesn't really. It just accelerates the us being found out to just before we get to do the explosion, which isn't.
And then like maybe some
Well,
people
remember,
get
but
close
only
enough
4
to
of your
us.
5 charges will have been planted. You won't have planted the center charge.
But we do want to plant the center charge.
That's true, because then we'll just have to like combat it out.
We'll just have to fight our way into the middle, plant the charge, escape, boom.
So-
We can do that.
All right.
Is blowing up all 5 tents our win condition, or do we need to slaughter every man?
You probably need to kill most of these people, torch the place.
Yeah.
You have to unequivocally beat the Silver Nails,
Okay.
whatever that looks like.
The
Even
explosives
if
are a great start. for
that might involve killing all. It might not. I don't know what that
I
looks like.
think
Yeah.
real
You need to-
estate
you need to
destruction
basically-
isn't the win condition.
Do enough to persuade me that these guys ain't gonna be able to maintain control over this and the 2 adjacent territories.
I think.
Like they're forced into the Dosk side shops, basically in hiding. by
I think
how
if we.
devastating this
I think
is.
if we destroy this, and if we can manage this and kill leader, then that probably does that. And a lot of the others of them will die also as a consequence. I expect.
Yeah.
Consequence? Desperate?
Um,
All right. so-
Anyway, it looks like I'm gonna roll 1 die for prowl.
Yeah. Okay.
Wouldn't it be crazy if this was a 6 and all of this discussion was for nothing?
Here goes.
That would be epic.
It's a 4.
I was hoping to set up a
But does
cool
that mean I take
moment.
stress?
Yeah, it would be a cool
Or-
moment.
No,
You take
no,
no,
you
that's
succeed.
success.
You
So
succeed.
no
Yeah,
stress,
no stress.
but we
It's
do
just
take
one
a
of 6.
desperate consequence.
Oh, stress.
So you guys.
But we plant all 4 charges.
Wow.
You plant these 4 charges. All right. And you're going in for the 5th one, sneaking up from behind. There's a couple guards there talking to each other. And like you're like pointing, okay, that shadow to that shadow to that shadow, and that's going to be the easiest way to get us there. And you guys are going, and the back flap of the tent is going to open for a moment as a serving boy carrying some Sevrosi wine is going to walk out to deliver it to the patrol, and it's going to cast light on you guys, and they're going to look. See that you've got like you're holding up like a Kubrick stare, bandolier, fire oil, looking at them, and they're going to be like, oh.
Oh, and this is not a irresistible moment.
They're gonna point. Nailed? No.
Oh.
They're gonna look and they're gonna like shout. They're gonna shout.
Are we
like,
famous
take a
enough that they
silence
know
post.
who they're dealing with from seeing the
They're
spooky
gonna look,
mask
they're
and
gonna
the
see
snake
Oleander,
lady?
They're gonna
Yeah.
say, oh fuck, we've dealt with these people before.
Yeah, they've met
the
us.
Menagerie's here. They're definitely gonna kill Noyan. Like
Oh.
they're gonna look at you.
They
guys,
do know
And
us.
they're gonna shout, to arms! In Sevrosi, right?
Okay.
Okay.
And what do these guys use? I'm gonna say one of these guys is a composite bow.
Yeah, I feel like
He's
they
gonna
use
knock an
traditional
arrow.
weapons like
The
that.
other guy has like a pole arm. He's got like a spear
Oh, that-
to ward off you from getting the composite bowman, and they're
Right.
gonna try and keep you guys staved while the others come. So the alert's been given.
Okay.
You hear the shout, and they're about to run towards the scuffle, but you are in hiding.
All right. Am I in view of this scuffle, or am I
No,
just?
they're on the other side of the
They're on
tent.
the other side.
But you can
so-
see people
You're close to the
mobilizing.
festival where reinforcements are about to come from.
All right.
So you could head them off before they reach us.
Okay. Yeah, I'll probably go for reinforcements because blowing up the tent, I'm probably not going to be able to. No, I probably can, but I'll reinforce.
We're gonna do that anyway.
We'll see what's my
Yeah.
position in effect if I'm about to use my Tempest ability and roll Compel to Casper's been thinking about how to do this for a while. He is going to shape the fire that comes from him into a bunch of birds that are just big swooping crows that just swarm and explode on contact.
I'm gonna give you limited desperate. I'm gonna give you controlled standard. You can go to risky great.
Risky great. I want to fuck these guys up.
Yeah, risky great.
Yeah, risky great.
Or
That's a big move. You gotta make
Or-
it
And you want to make the most of the
you could
stress
also say
cost.
desperate great, but you get an extra die. I think would make sense. Devil's bargain.
Devil's bargain, it moves to
Degrade
desperate,
position.
but with an extra. That's an interesting proposition.
So like you're stepping out of the bush, going forward, like crows coming out of your crows of flames coming out from your sleeves and pouring into the festival.
I might be able to take a desperate consequence. That's like a 3rd level.
3rd or 4th typically.
I think.
Probably 3rd because this is a lower stakes. Like this is.
Well,
this is a
what are
full action
you?
mission.
What are you rolling to do?
I'm
this?
currently rolling 3 die. For birds.
If you brought arcane implements for this spell casting,
No.
alright.
I would say that you could have set up carved arcane implements into the various tables for directioning them. Maybe a flashback could help here.
I'm just trying to think of. We want you to for sure succeed.
Yeah.
Now you're not going to be killing all of these guys. There's 25 men here.
Right.
You'll eliminate
No.
a cohort or two.
I guess. Wait, which position are we're in? Standard great.
Standard.
You're currently at risky great, and you
A
can
risky
go to
great.
desperate great for an extra die.
Risky great.
And a critical would be crazy. A critical would be nuts here.
A critical would be very good, but we can't really count on that.
Yeah.
I mean, it's your roll.
The desperate would be probably
Probably
3rd
a
level.
3. I'd probably give you a
Okay.
3rd level.
I feel like I could take that. I could resist, and I'd be in a good place.
And remember, on a 6, you suffer no consequence.
6, I suffer no consequence.
How many die do you have?
I'm going to be rolling with 4 if I take this devil's bargain.
Wow!
Oh.
And you can push yourself for an extra one as well.
I don't think I can because I'm pushing myself to do this with
Oh,
Tempest anyway.
Yes, you're correct.
You want another die?
I would
don't
love
know
another
if you can
die.
help.
Can we do a little distracting?
What?
I don't know.
You're currently being attacked. I can't think of.
I think that
You
one-
could
Purple die is an
flashback and
interesting
take
one.
2
It's
stress.
magical.
I would say 2 stress, 1 to help, 1 to flashback would work. Because you guys are separated right now.
Well,
Oh,
that's true. We're not
You're on the
present.
outside of the
Well,
table.
4 is probably enough.
4 is quite a
Four's
lot.
Four
probably
is-
enough.
I don't know what
think
your
it
odds
should
of
be
a crit
okay.
are on 5 dice.
Man.
I think 4 is a good amount. Or at least.
Because 4 is you have 3 in
On
arcane
5
plus
dice, your
1 from
odds
the devil's
of a
bargain.
critical success are 20%, up from 13.
That might make a difference.
I
Or it might not.
haven't
That's so
thought of a
true.
way
Why
in
not?
which
It has a 7% chance of making a difference.
I haven't thought of a way in which we are able to help.
Well,
Yeah.
I think flashback, cover his palms in fire oil.
Oh well, yeah, that would be fun.
And like you use
So I expend a
How many
use of
stress? 2 or
1 stress flashback and a
one
stress to
bandolier.
Not a
help. You
bandolier.
don't
item.
spend a bandolier because this happened beforehand. So I'll say 1 stress flashback, 1 stress to help, 2 stress total, and we flash back to you with like some arcane
stress
implements
is
at
fair.
home, engraving runes into your hand, and viewing them with fire oil, ready to kick out flame.
Could she have hypothetically done this?
Yes.
Yeah,
Alright.
I only have 2 stress ticked right now.
Ah!
Because I have
don't know
3.
that, I don't know that the fire oil thing makes as much sense for you.
Could we split the 1 stress apiece?
Deal.
Oh.
So you're taking the stress and you're like, hey, you need to help Casper because we're gonna put him in this bush here to help. Is there anything
Yeah.
you can do? And you're like,
I got.
Yeah. I can both.
so it was your idea for 1 stress flashback
And
help
my
for 1
use of
stress.
the
Sounds like
help.
a-
Yeah.
Okay.
Cool.
Epic.
So you are rolling 5 dice now.
5
All
die.
right, 5 dice, 20% chance.
What
of
do
crit.
you? Which is the?
I might offer you a
Yeah, that's
second
that
devil's
one's
bargain.
good.
That's a good die.
No, I already offered you a devil's
We
bargain.
already are
That's
using
why
that one.
I've got
You
this.
got 5 dice.
It's 5 dice. Desperate great.
Yeah. Okay, take 5 dice.
I think that's it.
5 dice.
That's
Juicy dancer! Yeah!
we did it.
Oh, so I'm the only person I think in the menagerie who has rolled crits because I
think
rolled
you are
one
the
for brick.
Yeah, I think you are the only
You
crit.
killed 2 guys. crits. No.
You're the only crit haver.
That's beautiful.
I love that.
Would you? Okay.
That's great.
For the drama, would you like to detonate at the same time this is happening?
Would I?
Oh.
So, okay.
Yeah, I think so.
These composite bowmen, he's like knocking an arrow. He flings it at you, and he says in Savrosi, "Identify yourself." You look up and say, "Death."
Ah.
And so you hear.
That's a killer line, actually.
Yeah.
You hear the. Unless you'd have a different line you'd like to deliver.
I think death is correct.
And so, at this, you hear the screams, you hear "Identify yourself" in Savrosi. You don't know what they're saying, but it sounds bad.
Which I guess Oleander knows Savrosi.
He probably shouted that in...
Oh, he says that because he
probably
doesn't
said
expect
that
us to say
in
it.
Afrosian, because he's like, oh, the menagerie, they're not Savrosi.
Yeah.
And so, you
Yes.
step out from this shrub, right? And just as the detonator is pressed, flame, kicks out at the back ends of all four of these highly flammable tents.
Oleander
as
definitely
oil kicks up and begins
put
burning the few men inside them alive.
4 of them are on one detonator, and then there's the 5th one's on a different detonator.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, I was like, do we have it
I'm
in
assuming
our
you have
pocket?
a-
Like,
yeah.
haha, dumbass.
I'm gonna say that Lefty has put in 5 toggle switches and
Yeah.
untoggle the 5th, and it's like
Untoggle
safety
the
off.
I can, I put the safety.
The safety
all
has
of the
not been on.
all of the safeties have been off. Oleander
Yeah.
puts the safety on the 5th one.
Casper hypes himself up in the bush a little bit before he hops out. All right, this is your brand. You've got this. This is your brand. Right, gents, that's as far as you go.
Now, would you like to describe this, or would you like me to describe this?
You tend to have good descriptions.
Okay. So, it's perpetual night, right? As of right now, the only light source in the center of Godwin Park is the large bonfire, right? Where their Savrosi wood can burn for a full 48 hours per log if it's old enough. And so they're burning a huge fire on 3 old logs, right? A significant sacrifice of Savrosi wealth here, just as sort of a traditional, we're letting new blood in, and we're going to sacrifice something, to let them know that they're valued, right? And so they're burning all this Savrosi wood incredibly brightly. The area around is pitch dark. And Casper, nobody sees you when you step out of these bushes. You're walking towards them through the night, just glowing a little bit with the embers just beneath your flesh. And then suddenly, you are lit up by 2 columns of flame that spark out from the 2 lieutenant tents to both of your flanks. You're walking forward, suddenly ignited by this glow of red flame, and people at the festival are going to turn, weapons unsheathed, to see this dark, harrowing figure glowing with light, lit up by the ignitions on either side, and they're going to start knocking arrows, getting ready to charge at you with spears, and as they take off, the frame rate's going to slow a little, and, things are getting slower as they're running towards you. You plant your feet in the ground, flick both arms forward, and out of your sleeves, just this rain of flaming, ghostly crows are going to burrow through the night sky towards these men. The first guy with the spear, as he's running towards you, the crow is going to, wings at its side, beak forward, burrow through his chest, cauterizing the entrance and exit wound as his charred spine is going to be severed in half as the crow burrows out of him and spreads its wings and burns itself into the torso of the man behind him, right? We cut to a second crow, having landed on a guy, digging its talons into his eyes, causing what little is left of them to melt out of his skull. A third guy fires an arrow, which burrows through one of the crows, and it dissipates into smoke. And a second one just grabs it and directs it into the ground, lighting up the prairie grass. We cut to the guy who was officiating the ceremony, some lieutenant of the Noyan, charging with 2 short swords. He jumps up onto a table and is about to try and press himself off to jump towards you when 4 of these things just push him up into the air, burning his flesh to the muscle and then to the bone. By the time he reaches the terminus of his flight, he is ash and a skeleton, which just dusts into the ground. We get a shot from above of these Savrosi getting closer and closer to you as they just get burned by this flock. You stand there, surrounded by ash, terrified, coward, injured men, down onto the ground, burned into submission. Critical? I'm going to say there's 6 left.
In the entire party of...
There were 25. 19 have just been killed.
That rules.
Oh, let me mark 2 strats.
So you're sitting there
Oh, that was
sweating.
so stressful. Actually.
These 6 Savrosi warriors, I'm going to say one of the lieutenants among them, are standing there, spears drawn, 2 with composite bows, like charging towards you, Casper. And we cut back to you 2.
So we're still on the other side of the. What are
We're
we doing at
in
this
the
point?
middle tent. All of the surrounding tents are now on fire.
Yeah, just burst into flame, and you've got these 2 patrolmen and a serving boy who's going to very quickly retreat into the main tent.
Okay.
We're almost in the main tent. We're
Almost
not
in
in
the main tent, yes.
Okay, I say you should probably run to the main tent, and I can take care of these 2.
I just
people.
rush in and plant the bomb.
Yeah. Can I take 2 throwing knives and try to get both of them?
Yes, so you take out your throwing knives, and now I'm going to say that you are going to, in the process, because you've been caught, suffer a level 2 harm. Arrow to the shoulder. Would you like to resist?
Yes.
Okay. Prowess, please.
I have 4.
Do you want
Board.
to roll that and have it be a consequence, or
No. Sometimes to fight
Sometimes you
enemies,
just
because
get
they don't
shot.
get actions of their own.
That's true.
Yeah, so that's how I'm running it here.
all right?
And there might be an additional consequence if the other guy gets a stab at it, right?
Gotcha. Well, good thing you're a strong resistor with a 5.
You only lose 1 stress, and it is degraded to a level 0 injury. That'd be funny. Degraded it to a 1, and it's promoted to a 2. That'd be neat.
Yeah, that
Poked and poked. Oh.
You're
Okay,
all
that's
right.
fine. I'll take 1 stress.
All right. So, and now you get to take an
I
action if you
throw.
would like.
So then I'm gonna skirmish throw.
Yeah, skirmish
and
them.
then that's
I'm going to
3,
say
and
risky
then
standard.
That's a fine weapon or
that's a
2.
fine weapon, so 4.
Yep, 4 dice. Desperate great. Kill both of them. No trouble.
Desperate great.
Your choice.
Desperate great.
If you don't get both, I can try and tag the other guy, or I can, or if you want, I can just go.
I feel like you should run to the.
All right,
Main tent.
I'm gonna make a break for while she holds them off. I'm gonna make a break to plant the last biggest bomb.
Okay.
Alright, and then I'm do desperate great. 5.
5.
Alright,
Okay,
5.
you are going to suffer a desperate consequence. So you throw both of these knives, and you're going to hit the archer in the brain, and the spearman in the throat. This guy's proper hard, though. Like, you hit him in the throat, he knows he's got a few seconds of life left, and he's going to dedicate it to trying to kill you. So he steps forward with the spear. You are going to suffer level 3 injury prodded, as he's going to take the spear and just jam it up into your chest from your ribs.
Oh.
Would you like to resist?
Yeah, kind of.
Prowess, please. Or armor for 2 load.
Oh.
You might as well armor. We came in
Honestly,
heavy.
I might as well armor.
You do have 4 die to this resist roll as well.
You might as well resist.
Yeah,
I don't know. Do whichever you
I'll
like.
I'll resist.
Do whichever you like.
4 ones. Dirty die.
That's
you got
6.
6 anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you take no stress and a level. It's demoted to level 1, but promoted to level 2 because you have 2 level 1s. Level 2 injury prodded.
Prodded, poked and pucked.
Poked, pucked, and
So yeah, you
prodded.
get this gash to your side as he thrusts the spear towards you and then sputters out, dying. Carter.
Yo.
I'm realizing now, just from the erase marks, how many things start with B for me. I've got battered, beaten to a pulp, broken arm, bruised, branded.
Yeah, all the different injuries you've taken.
And
Okay. So you're standing. You're covered in dust that was at one point humans. And there are 6 Savrosi warriors, one of which is a lieutenant advancing on you.
All right. So, I don't really know how combat rules work, but if I just throw a bottle of brick, does that
Conjure brick. Yeah.
Yeah, if I conjure brick, is that my turn and it moves to them?
Well, I'm going to say before you do something, you are going to suffer a harm, and then you can do a thing, and then you take consequences.
That's right, I
'Cause
did
there's
just
6
do a
rounds.
thing.
They don't get to take actions. I say what they do.
Okay.
Because I haven't made a single roll this campaign.
So my plan is to get Brick in on this.
Okay.
He wants to play.
Have brick kill them. Yeah.
So, excellent moment. In that case, I'm going to say you are going to suffer a level 3 harm, volley of arrows. Would you like to resist?
I'd love that.
All right, take armor or resist with prowess.
You might as well armor.
I was
I don't
gonna
think
say
you
armor
do
might
much
be
else
crazy.
with load.
Might as well armor.
All right, take a level 1 injury.
Started with a B.
Yeah, 1 arrow. Yeah.
Or, I'm sorry, bruise. It probably didn't fully embed itself.
Yeah, you got
It's
armor.
just
I've,
gonna bruise.
okay, yeah, bruised.
So
and
level 1
battered.
injury bruise.
Get this.
Gotta
Yeah,
keep starting
like,
with
they're
B.
going to fire some arrows at you. The spearmen haven't reached you yet. They're about to. The composite bowmen are knocking a couple more arrows. You've got 4 meleeers about to be at you. And you're going to brick.
I'm gonna brick him.
You
Oh
are
yeah,
gonna
I don't
brick.
smash the bottle. He
Yeah,
likes
no,
to
no,
brick
that's
bottle.
his
Yeah.
Favorite.
So Brick floats out and he says, "Oh, you said there were going to be more of them." And he's got his 2 bricks. And now would you like to roll a tune to direct him?
Yeah, I
Okay.
would love
Risky
to.
standard. Would you like to go to desperate great?
What is standard gonna get me in terms of?
Oh no, actually, I'm gonna give you limited risky. The Savrosi are expert ghost hunters.
Oh.
What do they do to kill ghosts?
I don't know. We're about to find out together.
Okay, because I didn't see these guys as using
Would you like to go to
electroplasm.
desperate standard.
I feel like a desperate consequence might risk some real bad stuff to Brick.
Yeah, I feel like
true.
desperate to brick would be bad.
Limited
I
effect.
feel like brick.
Limited effect
Would you
makes
like to
it.
kill a guy.
Oh.
You might as well just pull a gun.
I'll let you rebottle brick. Like you guys would
You're
know
just like,
they're expert ghost
never
hunters.
mind.
Okay,
Yeah, I
okay,
think
yeah.
this isn't a brick
Yeah, maybe
It's
mission.
not.
definitely not a brick moment. Yeah. This
Wait,
is
where
not
the
a
fuck
brick
did I bring you along? Get back in the.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Talk to you later, pal.
you look at brick and then in a second you're like, not now, and you tuck it back.
Oh yeah. So I am going to just.
Amy in the chat, her two most recent messages are brick and no.
All right.
A story
So,
in chats.
Jesus, what's a unusual weapon? Surely a load for an unusual weapon. Or no, what do I?
What is your unusual weapon of choice? What-
Unusual weapon of choice that is
Let's see.
crowbar.
That is an yeah.
Gave
yeah,
you
can
mine
take a
in,
look
like,
for a
here.
crowbar. Now, yeah, you are gonna be 6v. You're gonna be 6v4ing in melee here.
That.
Retreat is a viable option.
Yeah, I was gonna say maybe
Oh, that's
fall
right.
back.
I can just do this.
You can just
yeah.
fall back to where we are.
Yeah. All right.
Well, they're between you and them.
So just like, just kind of like.
Tensor a circle. I could go around.
That would probably be desperate standard, yeah. Or you could just get away. And that would
Yeah, you
probably
could
be
get away
desperate
for a
standard.
second and try to like hide for.
Just hit like a.
Well,
hit a
what's
quick
what's
retreat.
desperate standard?
Desperate standard to get to them. Risky standard to get away.
What
Might
would
it-
I be rolling?
Probably, yeah.
Prowl. Not great at that, so
You
I
can also
might.
Tempest in this fight again, I suppose.
What?
But Tempest is resource.
If you've got more, yeah, if you've got the stress
I
to
would
spend, you
be
could
probably
do it again.
pushing myself on a prowl roll anyway,
Okay.
because I only have a die.
All right. Now remember, Tempest might not wipe these guys. A critical.
I
with all of
I
that
thought you were.
preparation.
I was going
Yeah.
to say to get the hell away, I'd push myself by using Tempest to just manipulate the smoke to just
Cool as
obscure
That
my
is very
vision,
nice.
I like the
obscure their vision, and then get
That's probably a
to
good idea.
away.
It is.
Okay.
Smokescreen feels smart.
So you've got 2 dice here.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, because I'm pushing myself.
Well, you're not taking a lot of stress.
He's been saving it for.
Been
these
saving it
moves,
for
yeah.
the Firebirds.
That was
Yeah.
so sick.
Firebirds.
That was,
Phoenix
I love,
volley.
I love criticals because I get to get very silly with what
Yeah,
they do.
with how-
Naming my attack,
You get to
it's a
do-
Phoenix volley.
Phoenix
Oh,
Volley
I
rules.
love it.
Cool.
Alright, rolling 2 for Prowl.
Now, are you using desperate standard to get to them or risky standard to get away?
Risky standard to get away.
Okay. Do you want to go to desperate grade to fully lose them?
No, because
Okay.
I'm probably going to just like next time it comes to me, get to them.
Okay.
Not even just disengaging, but just getting over to them.
Okay. So we just roll for escaping.
That's a
5.
5.
Okay, that's a success with a consequence.
It was
I'm
a
gonna say
standard
that,
consequence.
huh? Standard consequence.
Standard
Yeah.
So you're gonna get away, and you're gonna clear the distance between them. These guys can't catch you. You've used the smoke, but they're gonna take out a whistle and they're gonna call, and that's their signal to the master of the horse that he needs to pursue someone. So the master of the horse, the hunter of the
Okay,
Savrosi
so you gotta
tribe,
take down the horse
is now
guy.
in pursuit of you. And the
That's
master of the
cool.
horse will find you shortly.
Okay.
Which I'm
are
gonna say
they? Are the 6 guys also chasing after me?
They were
They've
like,
lost
we're
you.
gonna put the horse on him and get over.
Okay,
these two."
so I'm
Okay.
I'm gonna 1v1 the horse
You're gonna
guy.
one,
You gotta
and I'm
one
gonna
to the
say
horse
the
guy.
master of the horse is what Tuhan was until he became Noyan Alk.
Nice.
So we're all currently a little bit split up because you're going.
We're a
to
little
the
bit split up because
middle.
I want to go. Well, you can follow me because you took out those goons.
Oh,
Maybe what being short one party member does.
Yeah.
yeah.
So we're going into the main tent
Amy.
Okay.
Yeah,
Is that right?
Because you did kill the 2 goons.
because we killed those goons.
Yeah,
so now we
those-
want
those
in
consequences.
4 to do
Okay.
final big
So
explosion.
yeah, you guys push your way
Grand
into the main
finale.
tent.
Yeah.
And immediately, as you push your way through,
Uh-oh.
Uh-huh.
you're going to encounter a large Savrosi man.
Uh-huh.
And now he's
Bestie.
just wearing like some leather. He's wearing like some leather riding pants right now, right?
Right.
And he's got this big muscular frame. And I'm gonna say the reason that he wasn't joining the festivities is because, they just cleared out a section on the center of his chest, like, used some Severosi or arcane methodologies to remove the tattoos from the center of his body, and they are now erasing it with like a large, very intricate tattoo of his most recent military, or like, his most recent victory in the district. And I'm going to say his most recent victory in the district was like the taking over of the Dosk side shops. Like, we've got this guy, like, him smashing a Lampblack lieutenant's skull in, right? Just very intricately by a couple followers of the camp, just tattooing it onto him. And he's sitting there, with his mouth sewn shut, and his eyes sewn open, because he was the watchmaster, he was the master of the horse, and their eyes are sewn open. And he just lurches towards you and smiles, and he signals to the camp followers to stop, and he rises. What do we think Tuhan's weapons are? What do we think this guy fights with?
Big hammer?
Oh my god, yeah, he's
like
the Ulf. Yeah, so I'm going to say that he has a large hammer and a quiver of long, like, steel silver gilded nails at his side. And so he stands up, I don't know why, all of my gang leaders are really tall. I just like really tall, bulky, big gang leaders, I guess. And so Tuhan stands up.
Uh-oh.
It's a shame.
Hey, Busty.
And he's not going to say anything, but where, like, you see the tattoo of his recent military conquest, it's going to swirl into a skull.
Oh, that's real.
Oh, like
And the Severosi word for you, which you guys don't understand, you get the message.
Oh, no.
He says, Oleander,
Leo tattoos.
it's a shame.
That's so sad.
We won't get to hear you scream.
Now I've got a clock here. What would you like to do?
Can Oleander throw the last bomb at him and detonate it?
Yeah,
Oh my God,
yeah, you
yeah.
can. And that's obviously desperate great, because you're all in the same room.
Yeah, it would be desperate great, but it would
Yeah.
also
I'm not going to give
be...
you any other option.
It would
That's
be
desperate.
very reckless, which is an Oleander
Totally.
Hemlock move.
This is a throwback to the Brick Brooker biker bar brawl.
Yeah. I think if I throw that at him and beep boop, then
Beep boop.
let's count dice for that, because that's 2 for wreck.
We counted them. Yeah, okay.
I guess-
If you're gonna like throw it, like, what would throw
Is
it?
it?
Be?
I guess
Like,
it
what's
isn't a
purpose
weapon
of
in the way a
that?
grenade is a weapon.
This is wreck.
This is wreck.
Very
I have
definitively,
one.
this is wreck.
Yeah.
I've got 2 in wreck, which is my second best skill.
Can I help you by like I throw it and you're the one to like ignite it, so I give you like a die?
I would appreciate the help.
Sure,
Yeah,
I'll say
yeah.
you got 1 stress to help.
I'm fairly likely to push myself as well, because I feel like this is a bomb designed to take down the building. I mean, it's a tent, but this feels like a great success here could be...
Big.
Could be big.
And a consequence is going to be painful.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I'm gonna fool around, and so I get help from... I'm helped by you.
Yeah, you are.
I have... My own wreck is 2.
Yeah, it is.
Good.
And... This feels like a push yourself kind of beat.
All right.
So I'm gonna
4 dice.
wait, fortitude. This isn't working with technical skill. This is
I have no devil's
mayhem.
bargains to offer.
There's a ghost.
It doesn't make sense.
I see a
It's
4
not
dice
wrong, but
roll.
There's a ghost.
That's my kind of bargain.
I know.
Big fish.
Uh,
Big dog replaces Duskwall.
I think
Big, that made me laugh so hard, man.
I think it's
Big,
time
big
for.
dog.
I think it's time
Okay.
for a big roll.
Anything other than a 6, something real bad happens to everyone in the room. 4 1s would be insane right now.
Well,
About a 13%
Don't
chance.
say that.
I'm reckless.
Oh.
That's a 6.
Oh, see if you get a second
Okay.
6.
Second 6.
Oh,
2
okay.
ones.
Second 6.
We keep
I
those
forgot what
6s.
that was, and so I was just like, oh,
Yeah, that
no!
one is a 6. That one is a 6.
Now, this is a boss enemy.
Freaking out.
Yes.
2 hurt is the clock.
So
I'm
this
going
is
to give you 3 slices.
yeah, this is a
This
great
has been
success.
my precedent for boss clocks.
Is
he an
Horse
8?
Guy a boss? Can
Is
I
he an
ask
8 clock
this?
boss?
Mini boss.
Mini boss.
Mini
Interesting.
boss. So, okay, you
3.
go in, he stands up, and like this guy has really quick reflexes. Like he might be strong, but the Sevrosi tend to be dexterity fighters, right? They're horse archers, they're skirmishers with spears. And so this guy, an expert fighter, a veteran who was born in the steppes, raised in the steppes, and will die in Duskwall, is very quick. Like, but he stands up and he waits for you guys to make the first blow, right? And so he's like, all right, I've heard these guys are fun. They did me a favor in the past. Let's see what they're made of. And so you
we're made
like,
of
take off your
explosives.
backpack, shove it at him, and you like, you know, like, Samandriel is going to grab both of your arms and like wrest you back out of the tent as you and the tent is going to be destroyed. Like the tent is going to burst into flames. The camp followers are going to be reduced to ash, right? And just this fireball up into the night sky.
My brand.
Can I duck into cover?
Not yet.
Damn.
And like Tuhan is going to like walk out of the tent covered in burns. Like I'm gonna say that a piece of like a wood beam at the center of the tent has been driven into his side, like just a huge wooden splinter. And like the stitches on his mouth are going to be stressed by a slight smile. And like an old Sevrosi style wood carving looking tattoo of a cackling fool is going to appear on his chest.
That's so rude.
No, he's amused. He thought it was
Yeah,
yeah.
he's laughing.
Though.
And so like
He's like, that
he
was
like
cute.
strides out of the tent, and while this is happening, he draws a nail from the quiver, and just you guys are on the ground. You're able to roll out of the way because he's going for you.
Oh,
he's going to like
I
drop
was
the
gonna
nail
try to
on
get-
you.
I'd like to roll or something. I'm gonna resist whatever this is.
Yeah, he's going to drop the nail, and as it's like nearing your skull, follow through with the hammer, and you're going to suffer a level 4 harm. Nailed.
Nailed.
Would you like to resist?
Would I? So that looks like a prowess resist. Or I guess Oleander brought a very sturdy helmet. I think I've got the load to mark armor here.
Okay, here's what I'm gonna say.
Nail
like
proof.
the nail's about to be driven through you, and you like quickly flick a button at the side of your outfit, and a shield pops up from your gas mask, right? And it's gonna bolt through and like drive itself and scrape across your skull and maybe crack it a little bit. And you're gonna
Oleander
suffer
has a
level-
button for like bulletproof glass.
Yeah, level 2 harm nailed. I'm still gonna call it nailed because I like that.
Get nailed.
I was saying.
I don't
okay.
want to take a level 3 harm peened.
Don't get me.
Speaking of getting peed.
No.
You are running through the tall grass, which is burning behind you, right? And like ahead of you, I'm going to say that Sevrosi war horses are terrifying. Like Eruvian tigers aren't earth tigers. Sevrosi horses aren't horses. Like this is a big, bulky, you can see its muscles type of horse with like vampire fangs or something like that, right? And so it is galloping at you at about like 170% the full speed of a standard earth horse, like just rushing towards you with the current
Can I run
master
that?
of the horse, like charging at you. Now the master of the horse is almost not seeable. Like the guy is borderline undetectable because he's on this huge horse. And as he gets closer, you're gonna see because he's got like a lantern on the front of the horse or something. He's gonna come into light as he's like charging towards you. He's actually like quite small and maybe quite young. Like no older than 17 or 18 years old. He's like 4'9", and not particularly visibly muscular either. He's only got a few tattoos over him, over his head, and you know, like one of them is a horse in profile, like dripping blood out of its mouth or something on his forehead, like head completely shaved.
What kind of armor he rocking?
He's probably rocking like leather gambeson. Or like
Okay.
cloth gambeson with some leather padding over it.
Oh, so
And
not a lot of metal going on.
not a lot of metal, no. And he's galloping towards you.
This is still cool.
Now, would you like to do something before he sights you and gets within engagement range?
I don't know what I could do. I could start.
You could
I
attack
could
him. Or...
Small NPC.
I don't.
Oscar.
Oh
Oscar,
gosh,
yeah,
I
second
really
spell.
want an unusual weapon rather than arcane implements because I don't want to stress myself anymore. I want to save for resists because I
Okay.
only have 5.
So what?
For small NPC.
Unusual weapon will allow me to start making my skirmish rolls, which will be 2 die,
dice,
which
yeah.
I'll take. Will be okay. And then I don't have to continuously stress myself out to Firebird this
But I love
this guy.
the Firebird.
Firebird's cool.
Oh gosh, arcane implements would be the only other thing that I would want, but I can't because I need that unusual weapon, and that is
No,
my
you're not in
heavy
engagement
load.
range yet, by the way. I'm asking if you want to try and get out of the way, or hide, or run, or if you're planting in ready to fight.
If he turns to fight, could he get first move? That's sort of what he would gain by throwing.
Could I get a better effect if I decided to stand my ground now?
I will allow you to either...
Because he's
do one or the
sacrificing
following.
the effect.
I will give you a better position, but act second, or I will give you a chance to roll and act first. You can either take a confirmed increased position but act second.
I'm going to take that confirmed increased position. I do want to say that as I decide to stand my ground, I am going to draw my unusual weapon, which I have decided what it is. It is not a crowbar. Because before the meeting, when these two cards came in, Casper looked around just kind of at his bedroom, and he saw the little ghost monitor lizard that he got for his wife, and he's got a little bit. This is Mommy's little Leviathan, and next to it is what has been fashioned from a fine lightning hook into a leash, and he's like, huh. And he stashes it in his bag. He takes it now and
Like a
wields it
lasso?
as a whip.
Oh, that's sick. You've got a lightning whip.
A lightning whip.
That's a very unusual.
It's
weapon.
italic. I'll take the load for an italic for electroplasm vials. He pops one in to overclock it, so it is
Yes.
actually a weapon.
I'll say take a stress to prep that, but yeah.
It's an unusual weapon. Can't I just take the load?
If you want it to have cool electroplasmic effects, then yes.
Then yes, he has to take a stress.
Yeah, I think so. But it does cool electroplasm stuff.
If
Cool
I don't,
electroplasm
isn't it
stuff
just
is-
a weapon?
A whip would be an unusual weapon.
Okay. Can
Cool
I just...
electroplasm stuff is cool.
I feel like you gotta go.
I feel
Fuck, I've gotta...
You
okay.
gotta do the
Doesn't
cool
give me a lot of room
electroplasmic.
to resist against a mini-boss, but...
But now you've got an electroplasmic.
Now I've got an
Now you've got an
electroplasmic whip.
electroplasmic whip.
All right. So what? Okay, Master of the Horse. Now he's about to cross the threshold where you could maybe get into melee engagement range, and is going to turn 90 degrees and begin circling you, because he's a horse archer, right?
He wants
And
to
I'm
shoot
going to say
you.
the Master of the Horse. Is going to take out like a composite bow, right? Like a little bow that you can stow under a saddle or have at your side and operate on a horse. And like you're gonna note that he only has like 5 arrows in his quiver, and he's going to take one out, and it's like it's hard to see, even though he's got a lantern and you can see him pretty clearly. This
What is
arrow
up with
seems
this
to be
guy?
somewhat flickering in and out of reality. And so he's going to knock this arrow in the composite bow and fire. And as it exits out the front of the bow, it is going to firmly split into 5 arrows that are in reality firmly, and they're going to launch towards you. You are
Casper
going
goes.
and you're going to suffer a level 3 harm volleyed. Would you like to resist?
Shit, I really can't take that
You can
right
take
now.
heavy armor, or regular armor if you haven't already.
No, I can't,
You're out of
because
load?
I am out of load.
What?
Well, that takes 3.
Documents, demolition tools,
Did you account for
unusual
your
weapon,
assassin free
armor.
load?
You have free load, yeah.
Would you let me use demolition tools for that?
Yeah.
You sure can.
Yeah, those
It's
are
tools.
Yeah.
Still
Or is it
will
gear?
not.
No, it's gear, isn't it?
Still will not give me heavy armor.
You can just roll a resist, but you do have 2
Yeah, you do have 2 free load.
free load.
Prowess resist, please.
It does say weapons or gear, but unusual.
Prowess
weapons or
resist. I have
weapon.
3 die in this.
Yeah,
Oh,
prowess
shit, excellent.
resist.
Upgrade!
All right, run that prowess resist.
Okay.
Okay. 3 dice.
Not looking at camera.
There's a chance I'm out immediately, and all of the cool lightning hook stuff I did is.
Nah, you
That's
You're
five.
stress. You're going to suffer. It's going to be degraded to a level 1, which is going to promote to a level 2, as one of the arrows is going to stick itself in your belly. So you have a level 2 harm arrow.
Bellied.
Okay. This
Okay.
guy, he's galloping towards you. You now have a chance to act, right? So he's staying out of melee range. This is tough, right? You're on foot fighting against a horseman. You're out of your depth here, but you have a cool electroplasmic whip, so if you land a hit, it's going to be good. What do you do?
Okay, so the fact that it's a whip, I want to try and hit him with, I could just try and Firebird him and then basically be out
Yes,
Because I have a
good.
single stress to resist whatever happens next, and I'll probably resist it. I don't know if that's worth the extra die to remain in, because there's also a pretty good chance that whatever I resist next will put me out.
Well, what would you like to do?
Okay. If I attack with my skirmish with a whip, what is my position effect?
Skirmish with a whip, requiring no stress to act, is going to be risky limited, and you can go to desperate standard, because you're fighting melee against a horse archer.
Anything in terms of effect with its cool? It's shocky?
That is fair. It is cool and it is shocky.
And it cost him a stress
cost him
It
earlier.
did
stress.
cost you a stress.
Yeah, that's true.
I'll say it counts as a fine weapon. I'll give you an extra die. Because
It already was a fine weapon.
Because
Automatically.
Because we're assassins.
Oh,
Yeah.
so true.
Huh.
I always forget that.
Fuck it. Risky standard. Would you like to go to desperate grade?
Risky standard. Would I get the same thing if I was firebirding? Firebirding is at better
Yeah,
range.
I would say yes. You're probably going to get the same thing.
Same thing? Okay, then,
Whip it good.
I'll whip it good and downgrade to desperate great, because this is probably I'm leaving my mark.
All right.
And if I am leaving my mark, I'm taking 2 stress to push myself anyway, and roll at 3 die, which is the same thing as firebirding.
Okay. All right. But it's much cooler.
Yeah.
All right, I have a single thing to go before
Oh, Lord.
time for a new character trait, boys.
Wow.
Oh no!
That's not even a
Whoa.
success.
And it goes wide.
Damn.
Wow.
I'm putting it together,
That's not working.
and like the electroplasm vial like clicks in, and it like slightly lights up more, and I'm like, oh no, this was a bad idea. I like try to whip it around. Oh no, this was a bad idea.
Yeah, you've got this electroplasmic whip, and it's like sparking and sputtering.
It's gonna be
If
so
you can
good.
get a hit, it's gonna.
Oh,
And like,
fuck.
if this were any other combatant, if this was a random street thug or a member of the Lamplacks, you would have them dead to rights. This horse gallops towards you, and you do a roll such that your custom whip is like just within range, and you flick it, and it lashes out right with the it's like a leash, right?
Yeah.
So it's got like a loop at the end, and it's going towards him, and the master of the horse is going to see this, and he's going to push himself up off the horse and like arms forward, arrow through the loop of the whip.
Whoa.
Oh, you son of a bitch.
But that's sick, though.
That rules, yeah.
Grasps onto the side of the horse, hoists himself up, knocks an arrow, this time a single arrow, and he's aiming for the head. You're going to suffer a level 4 injury. Brain. Would you like to resist?
Brain.
Brained, I'm going to resist
Yeah.
this.
Go ahead.
Roll a 6.
Roll 6.
You did!
That's a 6!
Wow! Alright, it's downgraded to a level 1, which is... No, downgraded to a level 2 because it was a level 4. You're going to suffer a level 2 injury.
Beamed.
Beamed.
Yeah.
Like, the arrow is going to, I'm going to say, like, embed itself in your neck, and you're able to bandage around it. The arrow's still in there, not bleeding out, you know, it's not killing you. You get it in time.
God.
And the archer is, like, continuing to circle you, you know, like, dead silent, just going for an efficient kill of prey here.
You better make a play, and
And a big one.
you don't have the resources to make a play. I think,
Man.
well, what you could do is you could bird up and leave.
Could I, with a single stress, push myself left on the docket?
And then you're gone, though.
Okay. Yeah, may as well. I'm like, this thing was fucking stupid. I put it back in my bag. Oh, okay. Mate, you're getting the birds.
And you're gonna bird him?
I'm gonna bird him.
Bird him.
Okay. Please roll a tune to bird him.
Flip through this, you son of a bitch.
6.
That's a great!
Go!
The birds!
The bird!
He's fucking mad.
Would you like this kill with the birds, or would you like this kill with the whip?
I would love this kill with the birds.
Okay. So,
birds
like,
are good.
he's
Oh,
running
oh.
towards you. You're bleeding. He sees he's got an arrow to the neck,
Oh.
and he's like, oh. Like, clearly, like, he's going to think to himself, like, I am not fighting a worthy combatant. I shouldn't waste another arrow on this guy. I've got 2 into him. At this point, it would be more efficient for the clan to put him down in melee. And so he hoists the bow and, like, takes out his spear that he's going to one hand and just coup de grace you on the ground, right? So he begins galloping towards you. And, like, a Sevrosi warhorse gallop is terrifying. It thunders the ground around you, and flame is rapidly approaching through the dry, dead grass of Godwin Park. You're, like, kind of on the ground here. You know, you've just managed to bandage this wound, and you peek up through the grass, and you're making eye contact with a horse that is quickly growing larger and larger by the second as it gets closer to you, right? Like, this thing is a harrowing image, and you can barely see the man riding it as he puts all of his strength into hoisting this spear, and he pulls it back, and you are seconds away from death. And you just, like, hold up your arm, and a single bird, like, sprouted with flame, shoots out through the sky, right? And I'm imagining, like, we get a very, very slow shot from the perspective of if you were standing in the flaming brush. And so, like, the bottom of the frame is covered in tongues of fire as the grass burns closer to you. And we can just see your top half, like, perched up, one arm on the ground behind you, the other out in front of you, as this bird cuts through the air, right? And you just, like, eyes shut, bird forward, and then you're going to hear a as a body is going to slide through the grass towards you, eyes open, looking into yours, with a clean hole burned straight through his brains.
Right. Gotta get home.
Oh, gonna miss dinner.
Oh, that's a cool horse. I wonder.
Steal a horse.
Can I steal the horse as I stress out?
The horse is dead.
Oh.
The horse is dead?
You'd have to fight the horse. The bird burned through the horse into the
The
guy.
horse would probably kill you.
Yeah,
It would have probably.
You don't want that horse.
Yeah.
A crit success means you kill horse and rider.
neat.
I had a fun thing up my sleeve where if you kill the
If you kill
rider, I
him,
still
then
have
the
a
horse
Sevrosi
keeps fighting you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Alright, time to
Not
bounce.
nice, but funny.
Now, 2. Wow, man.
I just kind of like back over.
Absolutely cinematic rolling today, can I say?
Yeah, excellent.
Oh. Wow. Our falling, your guys' falling action sessions are still fucking intense.
It's because we're great.
Yes.
So you retreat, and now we go. Are you bugging out?
I'm bugging out. I can't not.
Yeah. Okay. You're
He has to,
oh,
yeah.
because you used distress.
Stressed out.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And you're like,
Gotta go to
you're
dinner.
right, you're gone.
I'm gonna
Okay.
miss
You two fighting Tuhan.
Okay.
You've acted. You have a chance to act. Then Tuhan.
Can I have like a knife that's like dipped in poison or something like that?
For 1 stress flashback, yes. What
Okay.
poison are you coating it in?
I've got plenty.
I was gonna say what makes the most sense for Samandriel as like the viper, because I'm planning on having like a 2-pronged.
Drown powder sound.
Drown powder
Yeah.
can be pretty deadly. Eye blind might be good. I'm a fan of standstill personally. Skull fire is one.
What is skullfire?
What is
I think
What is
it gives
that?
you like a crippling
goddamn,
migraine.
How long have I been pacing for?
You've been pacing. I
We'll
think
check the
it's
VOD.
I think you've been pacing since the crit.
Not that long, no.
Jesus.
Since the crit. Yeah, that's bad.
Skullfire, I believe, is like a migraine that kills you.
Yeah, let's do skullfire, and then I'm gonna have like a 2-pronged like knife, like throwing knife that I'm gonna try to whip at him, give him a little viper bite, you know.
Very cool.
And then I'm gonna try, but he's over by you.
He's on top of me in a sense.
Oh,
Oleander's
I've, rolled
probably
away,
like
I'm,
tumbling out of
trying to
the.
take
yeah.
some attention away.
So 1 stress for the flashback.
Yes.
You are fighting a boss. So by default, I should be giving you limited risky, but because you've done a flashback for poison, I'm giving you risky standard on this roll. Would you like to go to desperate great against Tuhan?
Your call.
Kinda.
It's your call.
What are you rolling for?
The skirmish
I'm
XP
gonna
is
roll
nice.
Skirmish.
Yeah, that makes
3,
total sense.
And then I have.
And that's a fine weapon.
It
fine
is.
weapon.
So you have 4 dice to roll. Would you like to push yourself for another?
If I
think
push
that traumas
myself,
you out.
then I get. But then I get devil's foot.
Well, you can push yourself to do Devil's Footsteps or to get an extra die.
I
You can't
think.
do both.
I feel like you just make the roll.
Did you already allot the stress?
Yes.
Okay.
Thing is though, if I push myself, then like perform a feat of athletics that verges on superhuman. The other one doesn't really apply.
It doesn't.
I'm gonna stay for 4 and not.
Okay, Desperate Great.
Yes.
Okay.
That's
Oh,
six.
it's a 6. Okay, and now Tuhan's going to act. So yeah, you step forward with this knife with your like skull fire poison, and you stick it into his chest, and like you like pull it back. I'm gonna say you leave the knife there because that's cool, right?
You've got loads of these.
You stick the knife in his
for
chest,
you.
and he staggers back, right? And it has punctured his heart. Like you've stabbed this man in the heart, but he's built different, right? He's the Noyan, and so Ulk is going to like
poison pump.
No, he's not gonna stagger back. You've knifed him, and he's not gonna show the expression of pain. But he is in incredible agony right now, and a little blood is going to drip out of the holes in his face as the skullfire poison works its way into his brains and begins to throw him off of his rhythm. He is like sweating, he is bleeding, you've knifed him in the heart. This is a man moments away from death, but he's going to use those moments for everything they're worth. And instead of dropping a nail, he's just going to swing the hammer to the side, and while you're crouched there, you're going to, try and duck out of the way. But with blunt force alone, he's going to decapitate you. Would you like to resist that?
Yeah.
Okay, level 1 injury, decapitated. Would you like to resist your level 4 injury, decapitated?
Yes.
I'm going to say that this is prowess.
I don't think I don't have armor ticked, but it's not gonna help
You
me.
got 4 dice.
You might as well armor.
4 dice.
But you can... I mean, what else are you going to use Kit for now? Because we've agreed that killing him and just about everyone else at this point is our win
Tuhon's
condition.
dead. I'm going to allow you to boogie. We are like 2 hours into a 90-minute session.
Yeah. So our win
I'm
condition
gonna do
is he
armor.
dies. So you might as well make armor because you don't have much else to use tools for.
All right, you're going to take a level 2 harm then. Fractured skull. Sounds like a level 3, but you're going to take a level 2. You're going to take a level 2
Concussion.
Pounded.
Okay, I'll take
That'll do.
So what do we got?
Pucked and-
poked, prodded, pounded. Okay. You.
Me. Oleander is...
6 damage.
He's sort of gonna like roll because he was on the floor, so he's sort of gonna roll and pull him like he's got like the shield part of his mask, but he's gonna sort of like and I can't whistle. Oleander whistles, and who should hear that call but Fedya, the Aruvian tiger?
Bring him in.
What would you like to roll to control Fedya here?
I have no idea.
Get me,
Hopefully not a social thing, because I'm bad at all of those. A hunt could be. What are his stats? Because I feel like he's good at killing people.
I think Hunt makes sense for directing him.
I think I don't know if he needs direction beyond kill the guy.
Well, because I can't roll. I guess I could roll quality for him. Or I'd have you guys roll quality for him.
Because what
He
is
gets confused and kills me.
what is his role? I guess because I feel like he would
I think
be
quality rolls are fortune rolls.
okay.
So like, and it's
How does that-
do you have elite thugs?
He is elite.
No,
Or
he's
we
not
don't have
elite.
elite
He's not
thugs,
elite,
but
but
he
he's an
is an
expert.
expert.
Okay, so I think I'm gonna because you're a tier 1 gang and he's an expert.
He's
I
a tier 1
think-
expert.
I think I'll give
so
you
what is
2
that?
dice.
So that's 2 dice.
And I'm gonna say standard risky, or you can go to desperate great.
Does you help the tiger?
No,
Does the tigers?
because I'm putting the dice in his hands.
Is the
That
tiger's
would be
dice?
busted.
Are the tiger's dice separate from my stat?
Yeah. The tiger is just a quality roll unless you want to direct it with Hunt, and then you can push yourself.
A hunt is just a worse. A hunt is just 1, and push myself is just equal.
I guess unless Samandriel would like to help as well.
Roll compel.
Can I help someone?
I don't know.
Roll
if you, I don't
command.
know that you
Command.
can teamwork.
Attune.
I have 1 in command. If you
Like
want
I
me
think
to
I
yell
think I
for
think you
him.
can direct a cohort, and I'll open that up to teamwork, and you can burn resources to get yourself maybe up to 3 dice, or you can just leave it to the wind and get 2 dice by default, unmodified for the tiger.
Well, a standard success is 2.
This is a boss. I'm gonna say it's 1 for a
Okay.
big boss. So a limited would not hurt him.
What?
Wait,
is
so
the
there's no effect on limited effects?
Not against this boss. No, I've decremented the number of slices for successes because you're fighting a big boss.
Okay. Why are you fighting a big boss in our falling action? Anyway,
You are, yeah. Imagine the climax.
So his. What position is Tiger in if Tiger just acts?
Actually, I guess it would make sense. Actually, I think what I've been doing is instead of decrementing I think a limited effect would be 1. I think actually I'm giving you...
Because is it 1, 2, 3?
I think that I'm giving you... I think I'm giving you limited standard. I'm giving you limited risky here for the time.
This is limited
Because
risky
I
on the
downgrade
Tiger.
the I downgrade. That's what I've been doing. Is I've been downgrading the number of
The
effective
effect.
not slices. So I'll give you limited risky, and you can go to desperate standard. And a standard is 2 slices.
If I roll a desperate, does the Tiger mark
It'll
experience?
be you getting hit.
What do I get? Okay.
So you get
I
to
can-
mark the experience, and I'll let you mark it for, I think, insight makes the most sense.
All right. I guess I'm just gonna have the tiger roll.
All right, you've got 2 dice. You're getting hit by the consequence because Tuhan doesn't know it's there yet.
Yeah. Oleander's gonna whistle.
Okay, God, give us a 6.
Here we go.
Okay.
That's a 4.
Okay.
So Tuhan
Not a
is
mixed
going
world,
to
take it.
like you whistle, and he's like, "Oh, okay, you're gonna take some time out of the fight to mock me." He respects it, but you're gonna pay for it.
Uh-huh.
And Tuhan is going to pick you up like by the collar, drop the hammer, and just pummel you literally to death.
Uh-huh.
Like skull punched in, brain punched
Oh,
out.
my skull.
Would you like to resist skull punched in, brain punched out?
I think I would. Wait.
Okay.
So that was desperate for insight.
Yep.
So I'm gonna mark.
Do you
that.
have enough load for armor? I don't think you do. Oh, you might.
Yeah, I could.
You could.
I could heavy armor
That could
here.
be done.
I think I heavy armor here.
I think you have your armor there as well.
All
What
right.
happened?
We're quite
And so that is
close.
going to decrement it to a level 2 harm, beaten to a pulp. So yeah, like, Tuhan grabs you by the collar, and he's just 1 punch to the face, 2 punch to the faces. He's gonna break your nose, like
No.
blood in your eyes,
My mask.
pummeling the shit out of you.
No.
All
And
my
he's gonna,
sharp teeth.
And he's gonna like
My sharp teeth.
go in for the big punch, and just get ready to knockout blow, bleeding in your brain. When he's going to look over and the tiger,
That's-
which you left outside waiting for the call and like smashed through the palisade
Just left him
doors,
outside, just
is
waiting.
going
Yeah.
to just sink its teeth into
He's sneaky.
Tuhan's side, claw into his neck, and just shove him into the burning tent. And like Tuhan is gonna punch up the tiger and maybe rip out one of its teeth. But at the end, he's weakened, the poison is getting into his skull, and he is going to like stitches rip out from his mouth as the front half of his head is bit off of him.
Nice.
And
Oleander spits out several sharp teeth.
the tiger's
Heard
gonna
him
walk up
scream
to you,
after all.
absent look on its face, and just spit his brains in front of you.
Who's a good boy?
And we cut the crow's nest.
Let's say we ride the tiger back.
Yeah,
All right,
absolutely.
let's go. He's gonna fuck with us at that point. We're on that fucking tiger.
So, at this point, like, you know, Casper is sitting there, like, recovering from his wounds, you know, laying in bed. Like, Lissa's sitting next to him. She's got, like, a little, like, silver bowl of water, and she's, like, dabbing a cloth on his forehead, like... Well, I'm
Bit
glad
of
to see
steam
that you
rising.
two made it out okay.
I really wanted to say, babe, what's the problem? You barely touched your roast beast.
I'm glad you two also made it out okay. Casper came here a little while ago, yelling about the birds. I was right about the birds. It was really intense. I'm assuming you guys did a good job. My scouts reported a whole bunch of smoke coming from Godwin Park. I assume that's your doing.
That's about right.
I heard Tuhan's dead.
Yes.
My friend in the
Dead
spirit
gone.
wardens tell me they just incinerated his corpse. Well, at least they told me that the convoy was on their way. Savrosi. They might be able to intercept it, but I think we're good. With the Silvernails dealt with, I suppose you might want to get your boys on that turf, huh?
Yeah, our boys.
Well, all that's left is for the owls to do their job.
The cohort sheet, all 7 bodies.
All 7 of our boys.
Yeah, like it's gonna be like Lefty is in charge of a neighborhood.
Yeah, we got
now.
boys.
And like you guys are a tier 1, so like
Punk is in charge of the
you guys
neighborhood.
have like day-to-day
Yeah,
people.
we've
Like,
got
people
boys.
you can't call in, but people that work for your organization.
We've got boys.
Yeah.
Like the Scavs have people that work in
Yeah.
their workshop.
Yeah, we have the zookeepers.
Do lookout, and you
The
guys have like a couple
zookeepers.
zookeepers,
Yeah.
right? Like it's not just you 3 and the butchers.
Mm-hmm.
You have people you can't call in to fight, but that help manage.
Yeah, our boys.
Yeah. For the you know.
Right. And so
Our
like
boys.
We call all the boys the zookeepers.
the zookeepers.
The zookeepers.
And so as long as the owls do their job against the billhooks, we should be right as rain going into next month. Although the Scavs are doing a hell of a job putting up a fight, I don't think there'll be any sort of match. They're gonna have a hell of a time taking out Crow's Nest, especially with friends like you. Good job out there. You've earned yourself some time off. Have a good weekend. And you guys are gonna walk out of the Crow's Nest back into the long, long elevator.
Gang, one more thing.
Mm-hmm.
I've been noticing since the last thing we did, that You know, there's a blockade and all. I've seen a lot more ghosts around than usual, and I don't see that trend declining. Just be careful, all right? I'm gonna see you guys stick around.
I'm always careful.
As he takes
Don't get soft on
as
me.
Casper takes the haunted trauma.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oleander's big smile. I'm always careful.
I'm gonna say, don't get soft.
He's
And
lying.
now
He's lying. Oleander's a liar.
His ass is not careful.
No.
we're gonna do the we're gonna do downtime off screen. But that is all for the penultimate menagerie session. Tune in tomorrow for the final session of round 4 with the Owls at 1 p.m. Central Standard. And then next week is probably the last week of the campaign as we do Bowling Street's final heist and then a 3-crew final battle, which is going to be horrible. I'm going to figure out how to make that fun. And
All good things must come to an
I'm
end.
very excited for it. But until then, from all of us here at the Hulliver Lane Zoological Society, good night.
Good night.